DeSotoAutoSales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston. Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane. Here are Peter and Anthony with Sports 56 Mornings.
What? Woo! Yeah! The Jack Foo Foo! We are here! All up in it. In your ear holes, in your eye holes if you're watching on the stream, in your hearts, in your minds, in your souls. We are here for you, ladies and gentlemen. Sports 56 Mornings. I am Peter Edmiston. He is Anthony Sane at Sane Asylum. And, of course, the glorious, the wonderful, the one-of-a-kind Zach taking care of us, producing the program. Now, boy, a lot to get to today on another chilly Thursday morning. It's going to be a busy show. We have a lot to discuss. We got a couple of our good friends joining the program. John Gassaway will talk a little college hoops with us at 8 o'clock. Dustin Starr going to talk about the action in the squared circle with us at 9 o'clock today. And we have a lot of tons of news from the NBA and lots to discuss from the college hardwood, including last night, the big win. Performance was it was okay. From the Tigers. It was better, certainly maybe some signs of improvement.
A win is better than a loss. We talked about that.
That's exactly right. So we'll discuss that coming up here momentarily. But first, good morning, Anthony Sane.
Good morning, Peter Emerson. How you doing today, sir?
I'm wonderful, sir. How are you?
Trying to make it before they take it.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. You were there last night.
Yeah, I was there. I was in the house like a mouse watching the Tigers home opener.
You flexed on them. Whose seat did you take?
No comment.
After flexing on everybody during the show yesterday, you saying that you were going to be there and you were going to take perhaps Leon Taylor's spot, or perhaps you were going to take somebody else's spot. Whose spot did you take? Did you just come in and take, or was this a situation where there were more spots than you thought?
Well, I won't say much of anything, but Leon Taylor was not there last night.
I like Leon. I don't know. I don't know why. Why do you have to disrespect Leon like that?
Hey, keep paying your dues, Leon.
How long do these dues have to be paid?
I know, right? I don't know.
Man.
I'm the man to ask. So yeah. So.
He's on that due payment plan for a long time. That thing is not gonna work too well.
No, I just pull flex a little muscle.
You pulled some strings.
Yeah.
You sent an email out and you said, "Hey,
that's Sports 56." In your
said, I'm Anthony Sane.
And your what's the line on the bottom called when your
signature?
Your foot, your signature, yeah.
Yeah, your signature.
You see that Sports 56 in your signature, man. Carry a little weight to it,
There you go. Okay. Well, you were there. Zach Boyd was not there. Zach, good morning, by the way.
Good morning, guys.
Zach, you're all business today. Look like you're very focused on your phone.
Yeah, I'm trying to put this tweet out, and I'm running out of characters, so that's why.
Come on, Zach.
That's why I'm trying to finesse the characters right now.
All right, that's when we get into trouble. That's when we get some of those classic Zach misspellings or problems right there. Whenever you try to finesse that tweet out, that's always a trouble spot. All right, so you were there. What were for those that don't know? Of course, the Tigers win last night against Arkansas State, the home opener, FedEx Forum, first event with fans indoors since all this pandemic business started back in March. So we're talking 9 months, basically, baby gestation period of a baby since we have been able to have fans in an arena watching an indoor event. Of course, fans have been at some outdoor events, Tiger football, Memphis 901 FC soccer, a few outdoor events here and there. But indoor events, at least on this scale, have not been done. Now, there have been high school events and people have been AAU and all kinds of other stuff that people have done. All Black affairs have had definitely indoor events that have been well attended. Probably more people were at that All Black affair than were at the game last night.
So.
John
Moran was not at the Tiger game.
Yes.
Either. At least I didn't see him there.
It's a little too open for John. He prefers a little more of a confined area like that.
Like to be amongst the people,
He's agoraphobic, He likes he's more of a a little closer together. We'll talk about that whole situation coming up later on as well. So anyway, you were there though.
I was
you were there at the. You had to go through the whole protocols, everything else. What did you see? How did you feel about it?
Just some sights and sounds. Of course, the crowd was very slim. People who were there it looks like people who were there with their groups or with their tribe or whatever, they were able to sit together, but they were all spaced out.
It's supposed to be up to 6 per pod.
Yeah, the little pod system, whatever they were doing. But as opposed to the bubble system, it wasn't a bubble system; it was a pod system.
No, not a bubble. That's not a bubble.
So people were able to sit with their crew, and it was still very well spaced out. Other observations.
Did you have to have a temperature check and all that stuff when you came in?
Yeah, we did. I did. I had to do a temperature check coming in. Came in through the normal staff doors. They didn't have I don't know if this had anything to do with COVID or not, but we didn't get a credential per se. We had like a tiger striped wristband to wear.
Yeah, I think that's the new thing that they're doing because they're not doing a season credential this year, or they're not doing credentials like that. They're doing
game by game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had like a wristband to wear, which is my credential or whatever. And, of course, I got stopped by security, even with my credential on. That's just the story of my life. No comment on that.
What did they do? What did they say?
I was trying to get on the elevator, and the guy's like, "Oh, you can't get on this elevator, sir." I said, "Media can't get on the elevator." "Oh, you're media?" I was like, I said, "Where's your credential?" I said, "I thought this is what this was." They told me this what this wristband was. Like, "Oh, okay." So I didn't. I was like, "All right."
Well, it sounds like it wasn't that.
Maybe it's my hair.
Too great. Yeah.
Why people assume I'm not.
No, I don't know.
But yeah,
sometimes my hair gets me in trouble too. So.
But yeah, what I was about to say? Oh, as far as the game is concerned, you ever like?
Wait, hold on.
No, I'm still presentation wise. I'm still
okay.
As far as like the sights and sounds, you know how you could go somewhere and like, okay, you were fine without doing it, like you didn't have to do that at all. Like you thought that was you thought that would help, but it really was extra as hell. They had like added crowd noise, and it was ass. And it wouldn't even. I don't think it was even going on the whole game. Like either I didn't hear it or I ignored it at first, and then my brain was like, okay, what's this added sound? But I looked at you, Bear, and I was like, is that supposed to be crowd noise? He said, what do you mean? I said, listen. He said, no, that's the crowd. I said, no, listen. He said, I think that's just buzzing in the mics. I was like, no, it's not. That's supposed to be crowd noise. And it was trash. It sounded like if
the PA guy just doing like.
No, it sounded like you ever played NBA 2K in the game like glitches, like it freezes up, and it's like this weird like crowd noise sound that's going over. It sounded just like that, and then it had like a pause in it, like you could hear it when it started over, like it was on a loop or whatever. And you could hear it go like, oh. I was like, bro, cut that off. Like, why are you playing that? Like, that's not adding to anything. It wasn't like it wasn't like, in the bubble where like a guy makes a shot and you hit a sound and it goes off like the crowd is cheering or whatever. It was just like the sound of, I was like, bro, this is bad. Like, why? Then when I heard the pause where it started over, I was like, nah, man, cut that off. Like, this preposterous. And then it did like fan cam, like mass kissing cam or something like that.
Yes, I saw a picture of that.
What? I'm gonna say something else, bro. Like, it's enough that we're getting inside the arena and having games. I'm fine with it. I was there, so clearly I was fine with it. But we could have done without the band. and the band was there. They were social distance.
The band was there?
They were playing instruments with masks on. Shout out to them for doing that, which I didn't know was possible.
How does that work?
That also kind of scares me because I'm like, if Aaron can blow through that mask, then
we're in bad shape.
We're in bad shape, Zach.
I don't think that can work because we've had like there've been plenty of, and I don't know if you've tried it when you're wearing your mask, but if you try to like blow out a candle or something, like you can't really do it. It doesn't. I don't know how.
I don't know.
They must have special.
Maybe
special masks that
with
like
a pliable.
a zipper,
I don't know what, but it appeared that they were playing instruments with a mask on. I don't know if they had a hole in it or they had some kind of.
They must have had some
fancy schmancy pliable. Where it was like porous.
Do we need instruments like blowing air?
Yeah, that's what I was like, bro. Like I think
super far. Like I do.
Because you're blowing the instrument hard as hell. I'm like,
yeah.
Bro,
I mean, like a big old like tuba, like droplets and aerosols everywhere.
Bro, I was like, okay, that was so there were two unnecessary things to me: having the band playing, and the in arena crowd noise was pretty bad.
What would you estimate the crowd at for real?
I'm not that good with that type of stuff. It wasn't nobody in that joint. But it seemed like whatever the limit was, it seemed like it was pretty close to whatever the max was. Because there were people all over.
I think it was 2,600 or something like that.
Yeah, it probably was about 2,000 people there. And it was people spread out all over.
Like a Tubby game.
Yeah, it looked just like a Tubby Smith game. Like literally no different. But there were some pluses to it. Yeah. There were some changes that I wish they would keep a change.
Okay.
Because instead of having the in-arena meal, which for Tiger games is trash, every time it's nasty. Like it's always nasty. It's either a burger, a chicken sandwich, or a hot dog or something. Trash. Yeah. Shout out to the University of Memphis because their media relations people are super nice. They give you the world. Whatever you need, you got it. But the food is always terrible. Terrible. But yesterday they gave us like a $12 voucher to eat in the Forum.
$12?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Whoa.
Wait, I still have to pay
actually get a meal.
Right.
You can actually get. I mean, you still have to pay a little something, but like.
Right. I still had to pay out of pocket. But yeah, you got a $12 voucher, and then but the only kickoff to that was that hardly anything was open. I think it was like 2 places open. Because I'm with the Jets piece, and it was a negative.
Yeah, I know you had to do all the prepackaged stuff, and then I know that there were certain things that you had to, But hey, man,
Oh, then when we left out, we didn't have to go through the security thing. So that was dope, because they really.
What do you mean when you left? You didn't have to go.
When you go, if you try to go back out the employee entrance, they had a second door that you went through. They put you out on, I don't know, streets.
Oh, yeah.
They put you out there where that church is and not on the other side.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, that's dope because the security people know me every time I come through.
Yeah.
Man, you can't have no cup. Like, man, I don't work here, bro. Like, what am I to steal? Like, what are you talking about? Can you check your backpack? No, you're not checking my backpack. I'm about to go home. What are you talking about? I don't work for FedEx. Like, that's always super. Hey, you want to see somebody get annoyed by it? Watch Amari. Leave a game with Amari. That dude used to get ticked off about it.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah. Amari used to get super ticked off about security, man. But
it's weird that never happened to me. I don't know.
I know. It's so strange. Maybe it was his hair.
It's odd.
Maybe it's the way he wore his hair.
It must be. I walk out that exit all the time, and never once has that happened to me. That's weird.
Oh, I came in the I came to Grizzlies practices and stuff, and stopping me and all this kind of stuff. But Mark King just walked straight through the security. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. King. All right.
There's no way they say that.
Like, bro,
I love Mark, but there's no way they say that.
Like, bro,
there's not a chance that happens.
Like, bro, I've been doing this for 7 years. Y'all act like I don't know where I am. Like, what are we doing?
Let me check your backpack.
Like,
what are you trying to do?
I don't work here, man. Like, I might look like I work
here. Hey, you missed your shift. You're over there.
Hey, man, you're late. Go to work. Like, man, I'm not here to break the floor down. I'm sorry. I'm not here to clean up the arena. I'm here to. Oh, speaking of that, man, let me get off topic one quick second. You know the people come in that they work for ServiceMaster or whatever, right? Who come in and clean the arena. Plus, they've got found this out last year that the people who clean up the arena after. They're not employees of FedEx Forum. They all.
No.
I didn't know that. No. I thought that they used to work for the arena. They're subcontracting now. So it was a lot of people, and just being. I don't want this to come out wrong, but most of the people who were there are Hispanic. Now listen, most people there are Hispanic.
I don't like where this is going.
No, listen. And it was a black dude there. It was a black dude there who's like black, like a black old man, speaking 100% Spanish. It is like I was like, man, maybe I'm tired. Maybe I think I'm seeing this, but I'm not seeing it. But it just tripped me out because dude was like full speaking Spanish. I was like, oh, okay, man.
Hey, he needs to do
I
it.
wish I could do that. I wish I could speak another language, man.
I know. I saw Luka Doncic give a press conference in which he went to 4 different languages. He did 4 different languages fluently in the middle of a 15-minute press conference.
It's just so perfect, Luka Doncic.
I'm telling you, hey, when it comes to languages, he's perfect.
Y'all not even going to care.
4 of them.
When it comes out that he's 29 years old, y'all not even going to care.
Nah, you can see that press conference. He's not. You can tell he's a babyface, man. He's not. He looks young. Speaking of which, you see LeBron. LeBron said that he wanted Luka to be his first LeBron athlete, and Luka couldn't. They couldn't get Nike couldn't make it work, so Luka went with Jordan. But LeBron pushed hard to get Luka to be Team LeBron, the first ever Team LeBron athlete. So that's how much.
Anybody trying to wear LeBron fat shoes, man?
Well, that's what clearly.
LeBron shoes is like a loaf of bread on his feet.
on the court, we didn't see LeBron or Luka last night. That's for sure.
No.
But you did see a Tiger victory over a frankly very bad Arkansas State team, 83 to 54. This game, I don't. It's one of those games where I don't know how much you can really take from it. Based on the level of opposition, there were some things. Penny did switch the lineups as we.
He had our lineup. He didn't. He didn't have our lineup. He didn't. I take that back.
Well, he went with the backcourt. I thought they went with the backcourt. But I don't think. I mean, anybody would have. That was not a major. Not going out on a limb with that one. And I think it did help a little bit. And I think that there was a little more movement. Landers Nolley had a nice game. Musa Cisse looked more comfortable. I mean, now again, Musa playing against that level of opposition, he really should be dominant, and he was dominant inside. I don't know, saying I'm not sure that it really did a whole lot to dispel the haters or the people that are not believers in this team, but at the very least, they were able to get some good reps, and they had no problem with a team that they're supposed to beat pretty bad. They did beat them badly. So in the end, I think a successful night for this team. They got a lot of work to do, but that was successful.
Yeah, I was kind of puzzled. I came in a little late because when I came into the game, I went straight to – I followed my normal routine, but I was late, so my routine was off. So I went down to event level, and there's nothing going on at event level. One of the media relations guys was there. He gave me my voucher, and he was like, well, you sit – we're just sitting in the same section, too, man. That kind of bothered me, too. Yeah, I just thought about it. Shout out to me for remembering that we were sitting in the same media section. And I was sitting beside Drew Barrett, too, who looks just like Tommy West.
He does. I kept saying that. He looks like Tommy West. I've been saying that for years. I'm like, he looks like Tommy West's nephew or something.
Painful.
Just the DNA checks on you. No,
Painful, Drew Barrett.
But, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, the only thing that bothered me, because I came in, I said, okay, well, who started? Who started, Drew? Because I missed, the first few minutes of the game. And they had clearly made some subs. Because I want to say, Lance Thomas was out there or something. So he's like, it was Damian, Boogie. Like, oh, okay. So he started Boogie. He didn't go back with Lester. He said, no, he kept Lester. It's Damian, Boogie, Lester, DJ, and Musa. I was like, man, I know this is Memphis. I know people snitch and get mad and listen to the show. And because I had somebody that was like a Tyler Harris person. Every time I said that Tyler Harris wasn't Allen Iverson would come at me on Twitter. So this ain't nothing personal towards DJ Jeffries, but Landers Nolley should be starting on the team, man. I don't understand why it's even he's the best player on the team. What do I need to see to know that guy's the best player on the team? Period.
I think that's correct at this point for sure.
Like, what are we doing, man? Like, shout out to DJ
very
Jeffries,
clearly,
but what are we doing, man? Like,
yeah.
Landers Nolley is an obvious 2-3 on this level and professionally. He won't be an NBA player, but if he plays overseas, he's a 2 or a 3. Like, that's not even questionable. Like, why is he not your starting 3 on this team? Like, the DJ Jeffries experiment, honestly, to me, is more frustrating than the ALO experiment, just to be honest with you. Like, he's not a wing. Like, I don't understand why we're, like, what do people need to see to know he's not a wing? Like, he can.
Well, he's not a wing, but I mean, they're playing him as a 4 in that lineup, which is fine. I mean,
right, but he'll have to move. When that Williams kid gets here, because there are people. I'm telling you, there's a community of people who don't think that, like, oh, get him out the 4, he's a 3. Like, put him at the 2. Like, what are you looking at to make?
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who feel that way about a lot of these guys. And
it's so strange, bro. Like,
it's people that haven't watched basketball in a while or something. I don't know. Like the trend now is going in the other direction.
Yeah, he's a 4 in college. I think he's a 4. Like, and if he can't defend 4s, I mean, that's just a knock on him. I mean, that's not. That doesn't mean make him a 3.
If he can't defend 4s, then there's nothing else.
That doesn't mean you just make him he's a shooting guard just because you can't guard 4s. Like, you know.
I mean, he's a good rebounder. He's probably the best rebounder on the team theoretically. So he should be in that position. And Landers Nolley, I mean, is a shooter. Like, he's a guy who can shoot it. Like, so he needs to be at the 3 spot. I mean, if you're going to play Landers and DJ together, it's got to be Landers as a 3 and DJ as a 4. That's fine. But that would, and I'm okay with that because I don't get what's, Lester at this point. I don't know.
I talked to Anthony Robinson at the game. You know our good friend Anthony Robinson, right? I said, bro, help me understand the Lester Quinones thing. I said, because I'm a fan, but I'm not entrenched like you guys are. So help me with the Lester Quinones thing. He was like, plus minus, bro. I said, what do you mean? He was like, man, that man plus minus be high as hell every other court. I was like, really? So he pulled it up in the first half, and Lester, sure enough, Lester Quinones' plus minus was high. He was like, he just does a lot of small stuff.
Single game.
Oh yeah, I can't get with it either. But he was like,
it doesn't mean anything.
He was like, if you just does a lot of little small stuff on the court, man, don't show up in the scoreboard. I was like, but
no.
He also like takes and misses a lot of shots. So
no. All right, we'll look at that closer when we come back because I have some questions about that. Plus, huge NBA news.
Oh yeah, man!
From a massive trade, just massive financial trade, if for no other reason than that. Massive financial trade, big contract news as well. Today's the day Dylan Brooks is going to talk to the media. Very exciting.
Oh yeah,
day for that reason. So it's a lot. There's a lot going on this Thursday here as we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Memphis Tiger fans, catch the Blue and Gray Show with John Stacey and Drew Barrett Sunday nights from 5 till 7, right here on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
When you are in need of quality jeans, shirts, and boots, think Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Frontier has thousands of square feet of merchandise at everyday low prices. Tons of jeans by Carhartt, Wrangler, and Ariat. Whether you're after classic denim jeans, dungarees, or work pants, you'll find it among Frontier's amazing selection of stylish modern fits. Flame-retardant jeans and shirts now available as well. Colder weather is on the way and Frontier is prepared with overalls, coats, and fleece jackets. Hundreds of jackets and coats in stock by Ariat. Inventory may be scarce this year, so come in today to grab yours while it's in stock. Don't forget the boots. Frontier boasts dozens and dozens of styles of boots. Work, dress, or play, come try on all the latest boot trends, as well as proven classics, Ariat, Durango, Dan Post, and many, many more. You are guaranteed to find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, or shop online 24/7 at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Before you drive the all-new Nissan Rogue, you gotta ask yourself, how rogue are you gonna go? We talking be one with nature in the desert rogue? Go snowshoeing in Alaska rogue? Or take the long way home just because kind of rogue? Just a question, but with 5 available drive modes, you're sure to find the answer.
Go rogue in the all-new, fiercely reimagined 2021 Nissan Rogue, now with the most standard safety features in its class. See Owner's Manual for important safety information. Auto Pacific segmentation. 2021 Nissan Rogue versus latest in market competitors. Base models compared.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levy Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Dell Technologies has announced their Cyber Monday sale. They're releasing new doorbusters every weekday, plus up to 50% off cutting-edge tech for your business. There's no better time to upgrade your small business with the latest laptops and desktops with Intel Core processors, plus there's free shipping on everything. Yes, everything. Give Dell Technologies advisors a call. They'll identify the right tech solution for your business. Call 877-ASK-DELL or go to Dell.com/SP Cyber Monday. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
I just left those Ford and Toyota dealers. You ought to see their selection of new cars and trucks. And you should see their prices. Santa trades a Sunrise Buick GMC truck. Top trade-in for old sleds. Immediate financing. A true bargain lot with cars and trucks under $99.95. And remember, Sunrise specializes in first-time buyers. Want to buy a car or truck and have some left over for the holidays? SunriseMemphis.com. Covington, Pike, Wolfchase, and Collierville. Happy holidays.
Kick off your New Year's weekend at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Thursday, December 31st at 3 o'clock. Top teams from the SEC and Big 12 will be here. We'll be following all of the required health and safety guidelines to provide you the safest conditions possible. So wear your mask and join us at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. For tickets, call 795-7700 or go to Ticketmaster.com. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Sports 56 traffic.
Listen, y'all, come on. like we dealing with about 10 accidents this morning right now. Got a crash on Mendenhall at Shelby Drive, crash on Siltra Avenue at Hollywood, crash on Boeingshire Drive at Shelby Drive, crash on Riley LaGrange Road at Old Austin P Highway, crash on Highway 51 at Fight Road, road closure on Highway 72 at Case Road due to a crash. And also we having a crash on Knight Arnold at Mendenhall and a crash on Danny Thomas on I-40 westbound. Like, come on, guys. I know it's early. Come on. Let's bring the awareness up a little bit this morning. This is your Sports 56 traffic update, man.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Zach's out here cutting a promo on you.
I see.
Zach gets excited.
Wreckage.
You talk about me and COVID, it's Zach and traffic when there's accidents. Same thing.
What's my thing? What I get excited about?
The Facebook.
I don't know.
You do get excited about Facebook, yeah.
I don't know. Race! I get excited about racism.
So, welcome back. It is hour number one of the program in the Family Leisure Studios. I'm Peter. He's Sane. That is Zach giving you traffic updates. Please stop running into each other out there. There's lots of traffic happening. Weather's not so bad.
Yeah.
Don't run into each other out there, guys.
Yeah.
Keep the cars apart, please.
Yes. There is water on the streets, y'all. Just take it easy.
I mean,
man.
it's not that bad. It's not a hurricane.
And black ice is coming.
There's no black ice or white ice or black water or white water. It's just regular water. Car might be a little slick, not too much. It's not that hard.
Just take it easy, man.
So you were talking about the Lester Quiñones situation.
Man, it's so strange.
He's like, you said he and your man Anthony would say, well, it's a plus.
That's exactly how Anthony sounds.
Yeah.
You know Anthony, oh yes.
So I looked it up. I was curious. I was curious about all this, and I got a friend of mine, Jeff Haley, who runs a site called Hooplins, and
gonna come out some super weird, nerdy, analytical.
No, it's not super weird. It is nerdy and analytical, but it's not super weird. That's just what it is. He runs a site called Hooplins, and Hooplins does a plus minus, an advanced plus minus for college. It's a good service. Typically, coaches and stuff use it. But he was kind enough to throw me a bone and let me use it. So I appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you. And I looked up Lester so far this year to see what's happening with the Tigers, with Lester on the floor and with Lester off the floor. On the floor, there's zero difference between him on the floor and off the floor when it comes to offense.
Okay.
They average 0.88 points per possession with him and 0.89 without him. So basically that's exactly the same.
Okay.
They shoot slightly better with him on the floor as a team, but not especially. Everything is pretty much identical. There's not a great deal of difference with him on the floor and with him off the floor. However, defensively, with him on the floor, it's not so good. The defensive lineup with him,
calling card was. But go ahead.
Well, defensively, with him on the floor, they allow 0.97 points per possession, so almost 1 point per possession in 150 possessions. In the 75 possessions with him off the line, off the floor, it's 0.75. So that's a 25% reduction defensively. Teams shoot significantly worse. Now, again, this is early in the season, so I'm not going to put a whole lot of stock in it. But it does indicate that there is basically no. He is a negative because of the defensive issue from a plus minus point of view. So I'll say an advanced plus minus point of view. I don't think it's fair to look at the just a points plus minus, like, oh, he's a minus 20 or he's a minus, like, that doesn't, on a game to game basis, that doesn't really, that's very, very deceptive and can mean because there's lots of different things that can happen. Mm-hmm. So I'm not necessarily going to say that's I would, unless that's like, every now and then you'll see a game where some guy's like plus 35 and the next guy's like plus 8. That means, okay, well, yeah, that's pretty interesting. But otherwise, single game plus minus doesn't really mean a whole lot. I would much prefer to see, these kinds of numbers where you can actually look and, on a per possession basis and kind of see what the team's doing. I don't buy the whole thing, to answer your question. Right. I don't buy it. The numbers.
Are you buying that he's 6'5"? I'm not. He doesn't look 6'5".
Yeah, I don't. No, I don't buy that either. You know how heights are. I mean,
yeah.
He's.
I just look at him compared to the
6'5".
other players
I think
on the
he's
court.
6. Yeah, I mean, I think he's similar height to Damian Ball, like maybe just slightly taller. But Damian Ball is listed as 6'3". He's probably about 6'2". Lester's probably 6'3" or 6'4" in that neighborhood. I mean, Alex Lomax is listed as 6 foot.
Right.
Come on.
And Alex is like 5'7".
Yeah, Alex is not anywhere close to that.
Are we concerned
you always take that stuff. You always take that stuff with a grain of salt.
Are you concerned that he looks like Raz B from B2K?
I am. Yes, that is a concern. We've talked about that in the scouting reports. You have to watch out. Just like I'm concerned about my man from Gonzaga, who was getting some love last night from the scouts and his giant head. Sometimes you have to look.
Yeah, you don't want to blow his head up, man.
No, yeah,
you don't want that guy getting a big head.
The scouting report. No. Ooh, God, it's impossible. No, I think as far as the team goes, they've got this game last night, and then they've got 2 other games to kind of tweak things a little bit. Central Arkansas, Mississippi Valley State. Central Arkansas tomorrow, Mississippi Valley State next Tuesday, and then it's Auburn, and then you go right into the conference schedule. Like, it's just kind of because of the nature of where we are and then all this. It's a weird year. So and there may be some changes over the course of the season, very very abrupt changes over the course of the season. That certainly could happen too. Lots of work to be done.
They just look super uncomfortable on the court. Like sticking to strictly basketball stuff. Like nothing seems easy. Every basket they get almost seems like they labored for it. And it seems so weird with that caliber of athlete that they have, the size they have, I don't know, man. It's just
No, they don't look. They don't look like they have much chemistry. They don't look like they like playing together. In my mind, it doesn't look like they are connected really. They seem still like they don't know each other on the court,
right?
Kind of thing. It just I don't think the pieces really fit that well together. They're definitely talented, but they're not fitting that well together. So they have to make it work because it's not like you can make trades.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
So
and it's not like a thing like because some of the people I could from the media section I could hear. You can hear fans and conversations clear as day. You know what I mean? So they were like, "Man, these guys just can't shoot." I was like, "It's more going on than just not being able to knock down open shots. Like everything seemed like it was just super, super hard to do. Like, I don't know. It was like, what do y'all? It's like, yeah, they've got a ways to go.
I agree with that. They look like they labor. They labor for everything. Everything is just hard. Everything's a labor.
It just seems like y'all should be like blowing this team out. Like, I mean, they blew them out. I mean, the league just kept growing and growing.
Yeah.
But it just didn't look like a. It didn't look like an effort. It didn't look like it was an easy, effortless running away victory. It looked like they had to work way too hard. And
no, it certainly wasn't.
Yeah, and somebody asked the question, how would Boogie Ellis have looked if he stayed at Duke? I don't know. It's weird, man. And you can't just say that, well, Penny just, got a bunch of duds. Penny's got to take some blame in this too because developmentally these guys aren't getting any better. The guys from last year, they're literally doing the same stuff they were doing last year.
Yep.
And it's like, is Boogie Ellis, is he this? Or is he the guy we saw in game one when he just got super hot? Is he somewhere in the middle? It's and I hate to criticize college players as opposed to NBA players, but they're just not looking like a team that's – because I was hyped for this team. I was like, oh, yeah, man, he brings all those guys back. He has Landers Nolley. He has the Williams kid. He had Moussa Cisse. He's just going to be a defensive role player. Oh, yeah, they're going to be good. Like, they haven't looked good. And it's – you can say what you want to say about it. I mean, someone may help me out of what the issue might be because I see what I see. So,
Yeah, I got a running theory with this team. And I feel like I feel like it doesn't matter like who like whatever lineup Penny puts out there. Like whoever is coming off the bench is going to have the better game because they get a chance to see the court, see the flow of the game, and they get to figure out like, okay, like I can get my shot here, get my shot there. Whether in vice versa, when you start the game, you gotta set the tone. Cause like Boogie, like you said, no offense to Boogie, but the first game of the year, he came off the bench and he was like hot, like nobody could touch him. I mean, he came off the bench in the second game, but it was almost like a heat check. And in this game, he only scored 1 point in the starting lineup. But in vice versa. Landers Nolley started in the first game, really didn't give you much, but he came off the bench and scored 23 points.
But see, that's the thing. Most guys are able to get on a hot streak, and you really can't judge a guy by when he's just out of his mind, throwing up everything and it goes in. So that's not who Boogie. That's not who Boogie Ellis is. Because I remember I saw because I actually frequent the Tiger Facebook groups more than Grizzlies Facebook groups lately because I really want to get an understanding of what I might be missing or what people are seeing that I'm not seeing. And some guy was like, man, like Boogie needs to be the man. We need to run the offense through Boogie. I was like, what are you looking at? Like what? Like, yeah, he got hot that first game. He was on fire. Like he was throwing up everything that was going in. But outside of that, he's been terrible. And it's strange to watch, man. And it's just You can't say, well, that whole, Penny just got a dud. Like, all those guys just really aren't that good. Because that's not true. Like, those dudes would have, they can't be true.
I don't think they're complementary pieces.
Yeah, they don't. Like, they're all good players, but they don't fit around each other.
They don't fit together.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of redundancy as far as certain skills and stuff. I think you would agree. Landers Nolley is kind of a more refined version of DJ Jeffries in many respects.
Mm-hmm.
From an interior point of view, Moussa Cisse's obviously super talented defensively, super raw offensively. In the guard spots, you have a bunch of guys who can theoretically handle the ball, but also kind of like to do their own thing and aren't really skilled enough. There's not any quote-unquote shooters on the team, and Lester theoretically could be, but isn't. Hasn't shown that he's able to make these shots. So it's a bunch of just kind of overlapping stuff. Like they don't play well together.
Right.
Everything kind of gets in each other's way. One guy can have a big game, but it's usually at the expense of another guy's numbers, as opposed to when teams are connected. One guy's a big game, which amplifies another guy's numbers. It's not the same here. It's kind of you're sort of cannibalizing somebody else's numbers because you're doing the same thing they do. It just doesn't work. They don't have a natural, like the backcourt. Like you could talk yourself into lots of different starting backcourts, but none of them are particularly natural. None of them are
right.
like, yep, that's for sure the starting. No, everything's like, well, you could do this, but then you kind of both. It just isn't. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not saying Penny's recruited poorly. He's recruited. The players are talented. They're just
not meshing well together at all.
They don't mesh. Yeah, they don't fit well together.
Because I remember when they first got Boogie and Lester, everyone was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be the College Splash Brothers, like two of the best shooters in college basketball."
Mm-hmm.
You heard that too, right?
Yeah.
That happened. That actually happened, right, Zach? I'm not making it up, right?
Yeah.
They were College Splash Brothers, Boogie and Lester, right? That's what.
Yeah, I think that was a thing. Like somebody said something about it, but I don't think the players actually said it. But
I've seen something that sounds like Splash, but it's not quite Splash. It starts with a T. And I say it a lot.
I agree. It's weird.
I mean, it's just and I'm not saying this because the texter asked. He said Matthew Hurt was supposed to be guaranteed one and done, but he's still at Duke. Is that an indictment on Coach K? I don't know. You tell me. But a ton of guys from Duke go to the league, and there are a ton of one and dones that do come through Duke, and mostly they've got more guys that pan out that don't pan out. And I'm not particularly saying
why are they not playing Connor Glennon more? That's what let's talk about that.
Yeah, Connor Glennon.
Yeah, come on. Let's talk about that.
Put Connor in the.
You want a shooter? You want a natural shooter, baby? Come on.
Hey,
but seriously though, like another thing, Jaden Hardaway shouldn't look this good out there with these guys. Like,
yeah.
Like Jaden Hardaway actually, he didn't look any different than anybody else is in the game. Like that, he shouldn't look that good with those guys, man. Like for real.
Agreed. Yeah, that's a problem.
And
all right, speaking of problems, we got to take a break. We're gonna talk about that. But also, I got a little audio for you from some of these Zoom sessions are fantastic. So I want to talk a little bit about the huge trades yesterday, the big trade in the NBA, and then some other. So we're gonna talk about all that stuff when we come back. It is hour number 1, Sports 56 Morning. Stick around.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
James Davis is one of those stores that just says Memphis. It's an original. The finest men's clothing in Memphis can be found in the Laurelwood Shopping Center at James Davis. Let's start with the Stance Custom Fitting System. This is relatively new. You can only find it at James Davis Men's Store, and it's where you walk through the door. You're going to take 3 quick measurements, about 15 seconds, and then about a week later, you're going to get the perfect fitting shirt. I mean, in the neck where you can tie your ties comfortably, all kinds of colors, all kinds of fabrics. The same thing with pants. A couple of measurements. A week later, you've got a perfect fitting in the waist, in the leg, pair of pants that makes you feel good. And they still have the great Paul Batenley suit deal. 2 for $7.95. You look great on Zoom calls. Sweaters and pullovers, perfect for eating outside. The best place to go for men's clothing in Memphis. It's simple. James Davis Men's Store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Brian Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
In today's world, a lot is going on, but one thing is always true. You need to take care of yourself. The skin clinics can help. Age, diet, genetics, and current events can conspire to make you look and feel much older than you are. It doesn't have to be that way. Call the skin clinics and let their expertly trained nurses, estheticians, and staff choose the treatment that best suits you and your pocket. There's so much you can do. Consider skin resurfacing and rejuvenation, lash extensions and specialty brows, injectables, medical-grade chemical peels, laser hair reduction, waxing, facials, makeup applications, and even services just for men. The Skin Clinics has it all in a caring, safe environment, always observing current social distancing guidelines. Go to theskinclinic.com to find out more and call today for your appointment at 901-345-SKIN. That's 901-345-SKIN. Taking care of yourself is good for you and your loved ones. Come to the Skin Clinics, 1300 Wolf Park Drive in Germantown.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me.
Playing wrestling music this morning. Talk Tigers. In the middle of the Tiger game, there was a big trade last night in the NBA.
Yes, it was.
John Wall and a pick for Russell Westbrook. You take your problem and give it to me. I'll take my problem and give it to you. Who wins this trade? This is a big one.
Oh, Houston. Houston, easy.
Okay. You have a lot of faith that John Wall's healthy.
Even if he ain't. I mean, yeah, I got faith he's healthy, man.
He hadn't played since December 2018.
I get it.
That's a long time.
I get it.
It'll be 2 years by the time the season starts.
I get it. I still think Houston won the trade, though. Like, easy. Like, like Houston has had a sneaky good, very good offseason to me. Like, for real. You signed Christian Wood. You get whatever you have left in Cousins, who might be washed. That's fine. If John Wall is healthy, he's better than Westbrook. And if not, I mean, Harden. You still got John. You still got James, not John Harden, of course. Still got
John Harden. I mean,
got James
signed
Harden.
John Harden.
John
I don't like that
Harden.
signing. I think that's not a good signing at all.
Still got Harden. They'll be fine, man. Like I like what they're doing.
What do you mean they'll be fine? He's not. They're not going to have James Harden with all this.
Yeah, they're not going to trade Harden now.
Yeah, they are.
You think so?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't think it affects it. I don't think it changes. I don't think it changes anything that was there before. I don't think adding John Wall is all of a sudden like, I don't know. Who knows if he's healthy? I mean, you have John Wall and Boogie Cousins reuniting from the Kentucky days. Yep. That's kind of fun. I don't know.
Is this the first reunite?
I don't think they're those two. Yeah, it's the first time they've been together.
No, I'm saying of any of the Kentucky guys. Is this the first time they reunite? I know that the little bitty point guard that played with Devin Booker, they played together in Phoenix.
Yeah, Tyler Enos.
Not Tyler Enos. No, the other one.
The Ulis.
Ulis, yeah, Tyler Ulis, yep.
Yeah, Ulis. I don't think so. I think this is one of the few ones. I think that's it. But it's interesting that these two. I mean, it's a fascinating trade. I love trades like this because it's a challenge trade. It's like, hey, I think I can get more out of this guy than you can.
Right.
So let's see what happens. Russell Westbrook, 32 years old, is a. People forget right before the bubble, he had a phenomenal stretch. Probably his best basketball in a long time, because it wasn't just about stats. It was about winning. It was a winning thing. But he was terrible in the bubble because he had COVID.
He's fresh off of COVID. We forget that too.
He was awful.
Fresh off of Rona.
Yeah. How does he mesh with Bradley Beal? I have no idea how that's going to work out.
Oh no!
But
hey, Beal on Beal, man.
Oh no!
Bill on Bill.
Yeah.
If it don't work out, hey, I know a nice soft landing spot for him.
And John Wall, I'm fascinated to see what John Wall, what he looks like. Does he look like he's ready? Does he look like he can go? Does he still have something left in the tank? It's a fascinating trade. I love it.
I'm betting on John
and I do
Wall.
think that Raphael Stone, the new general manager of the Rockets, is certainly doing stuff. Certain things are certainly happening. He's not afraid to swing big. So I credit him for that. But I still think that Harden's. I don't think it's going to change his desire. Now, as far as the trade goes, trading him is not that simple. There's a lot to deal with. Speaking of which, trades can be difficult. Anthony's saying, and it can be tough, and so sometimes it's tough even to know what's going on. Zach, do you have my clip ready?
I do.
Good. So sometimes trades can be difficult, right? There's a lot happening. It's been a busy offseason, and so you can understand why it might be a little confusing. However, if you're the coach of a team, you should probably know who's on your team. Trades and all. I get that it can be a little confusing, especially if you're the former assistant coach.
Trust me, it gets confusing.
It does. So Tyronn Lue was on a Zoom call yesterday talking about the trading Landry Shamet. Now, we're playing password here. The correct answer is Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard.
All right.
That's the answer. Can Tyronn Lue come up with it? Let's find out. And what excuse will he make if he can't? Let's listen.
From day one of his career. So very excited about that. I think also with, losing Sham was huge for us. I thought we had a young talent who can shoot the basketball, come off screens, a lot of pick-to-picker actions. That was tough for us to lose him, but, we got a good player and I can't see it. Hello?
Yeah, you're good.
It kind of cut in and out. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Yeah, you're fine on our end over here.
Okay, I'm sorry. And then we got a good player in Luke who can also stretch the floor.
That man pretended his Zoom feed went out. His Zoom feed was fine the whole time. Did not hesitate one time.
Hey.
He just completely glitched out on the name Luke Kennard.
It's the guy who
do we trade for?
It's the guy who
yeah.
It's the guy who botches names daily. I ain't mad at you, Tyronn Lue. I almost said your name wrong just then. Hey, I ain't mad at you, bro. You did what you had to do.
Because he had a moment where it's like,
can you play that again where he's like, and then he stops and nobody's there helping him. Nobody's like, Luke or anything like, and then he starts laughing and then he's like, hello. He realizes he's like, hey, if I pretend like this thing went out, maybe I can buy some time here. And he's like, hello. Everyone's like, yeah, it's fine, Tyronn. You didn't go out at all. I'm going through a cell phone in the tunnel. I can't. I gotta call you back. Like that kind of thing. Listen to this. Listen to this one more time. This is great.
Basketball, come off screens, a lot of pick-to-picker actions. That was tough for us to lose him, but we got a good player and I can't see it. Hello?
Yeah, you're good.
It kind of cut in and out. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Yeah, you're fine on our end over here.
That's still okay. Okay, I'm sorry. And then we got a good player in Luke who can also stretch the floor and make plays. And
hey, man. Tyronn Lue ain't got time to be keeping up these bones, man.
He's like, who's this? Is it Kawhi or is it Paul George? No, I don't know any of the other bums.
Okay, I know.
Yeah.
He had his laugh was one of those.
Like Lou Williams still play for us? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is it what? The Montrezl Harrell, right? No, he wouldn't.
No.
Which Morris twin we got? Which one is? I don't know, man. One of the Morris twins.
His laugh was like one of those. Oh, bruh. Like I know, like it's off the top of my head. I can't think of it right now. I'm just gonna laugh.
Oh, it's a little white kid. What's his name? Oh man, it's right there. It's right on the tip of my tongue. No, not Larry
It's like
Bird,
the kid,
the Luca? No, not Luca.
The kid with the great locker room presence. What's the guy's name?
Kid from Duke. Not the one that plays for the Grizzlies. Not the one.
Yeah, not that kid. Not Grayson, right? No, that's not.
Grayson Allen, right? No, the other one. JJ Redick. No, man, the other one.
Oh, it's the worst. And then the faking the connection problems was the best. I got lost it. I lost you for a second. Actually, you're totally fine, Tyler. You haven't even lost this one bit.
We're right here.
Literally the best connection we've ever had. It's incredibly stable. There's no problem.
Lou Williams, you confront that media relations guy who threw him on the bus. Hey, we give the Grizzlies a hard time. That would never happen with the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies would be like, oh, yeah, Coach, yeah, we're fully aware that, we got the same thing on our end. It's messed up, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Luke Kennard, by the way.
He's like, yeah. Coach, it's completely fine. It's literally the best connection we've ever had.
Nothing wrong. We're on.
It's 100%. We've never had 100% before. This is 100%.
It's 1,000 megabytes right now.
Megabits are incredible right now. This is. We were just talking about how good the connection is.
I'm actually watching a whole movie right now. Download the whole
streaming
movie in
4K
10 seconds.
right now. New Wonder Woman movie. I'm streaming in 4K. It's incredible. Anyway, hour number 2 on the way. John Gasway go join us. We're going to talk a little college hoops with John. Stick around.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
Good news. Southland Casino is now back open. That's right. The most spacious casino floor in the Mid-South is ready to welcome you back to the action with live blackjack, roulette, craps, and all your favorite slots. The action kicks off every day at 9 a.m. and rolls all the way till 5 o'clock the next morning. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and make the short drive to Southland. We're ready for you. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
At Lowe's, we appreciate all the hard work our pros have done this year. To say thanks, we have deals on the products you want and credit programs that work just for pros. We're offering everyday 5% savings on eligible purchases. Plus, through March 31st, 2021, 60 days promotional financing on your Lowe's business account or extended terms on eligible account receivables. Learn more in store or online at lowesforpros.com. You'll see why we're the new home for pros. Subject to credit approval, terms apply, U.S. only.
Westies.
You know, the Old North End Pinch District, a great Memphis tradition. Come hungry for home cooking, literally over 200 items ranging from fried green tomatoes, spinach artichoke dip, hot tamales, chili, chicken and dumplings, incredible moist and crispy chicken tenders, shrimp creole, jambalaya, gator gumbo, ribeye that includes salad and baked potato for only $23.95, smoked wet rib slabs including slaw and beans, french fries or tater tots around $24, or just a great cheeseburger and fries or tater tots for only $8.95. Come by or call for downtown delivery 543-2GO. Then top it off with Jake's original hot fudge pie. Written up as Memphis Best. Westies at 346 North Main Street. Open daily 11A to 2A. Good friends, neighborhood favorite, Westies. Westies regulars understand Westies, the North End, and we have the doors you're looking for. Check them out, westiesmemphis.com. Westies at the North End, Memphis Best.
Spend the holidays at home this year with a little help from Family Leisure. Family Leisure has so many spas in stock and hundreds more on order. Now's your time to really save big. Huge savings on pool tables, game tables, arcades, massage chairs, and a whole lot more. Buy a pool now and save the 2021 price increase. Plus, you'll get early installation scheduling. The Holidays at Home sale happening now at Family Leisure, Whidden Road at I-40, where family and fun come together for the holidays.
Action247.com is your Tennessee sportsbook for same-day pay. Action247.com. Local, legal. A sportsbook by Tennesseans, for Tennesseans. Win a little or win a lot. Action247 has same-day pay. The other guys make you wait for your winnings. No more waiting with Action247 same-day pay. Visit us online at Action247.com. Local, legal. Action247. You got action.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-889-9789.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
Like I said, guys, just take it easy on the roadways this morning. We have a lot of accidents on the roads. We got a new accident on Ridgeway at Quince Road. Like I said, Highway 72 is closed because of an accident that has turned fatal, so keep that in mind heading in that direction. Crash on Bartlett Road at Riley-LaGrange Road. Just keep all this in mind, y'all. Like, just take it easy on the roadways. This is Sports 56 Traffic Update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control. And if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pay. And who's gonna make it?
Boo!
You love it. You love it.
Trash.
You can't get enough of it. It is our number 2 on a Thursday. Last Thursday, of course, we were celebrating Thanksgiving in our own special ways, whichever ways you wanted to do it. You were welcome to do that. So we were not able to honor our good friend John Gassaway, who normally joins us, but today we can indeed. He honors us with his presence, and we honor him for doing so. Good morning, John. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well, sir. How are you all doing there?
Good.
How was Thanksgiving?
Hey, it was great. We sheltered in place. Just Dr. Fauci would have been proud. We didn't see a soul except for immediate family. Ate a lot of food, and I don't think we even stepped foot outdoor. It's the perfect American holiday, just food, sitting. What's not to like? It was great.
Two of my favorite things, food and sitting. Combining. It's wonderful. Fantastic. So you had a chance now, and since we last spoke 2 weeks ago, you have seen probably, I don't know, dozens of games, hundreds of games. Who can say how many games you have watched in the interim, and it's been in weird circumstances. Obviously, some games have been with a smattering of fans, some games none at all. Some have been in unusual circumstances. Some have been created, just hours before they were to be played. In general, John, what have you seen from this COVID-affected early part of the college basketball season? How has it affected things so far?
I'm seeing this glass as half full. I'm glad that we've been able to play roughly 80% of the scheduled games, give or take. I will take that. It's going to be big news, obviously, when a bona fide national championship contender, closes down for the CDC mandated 10 days or so. And we will see that, and we expect that. But in the interim, it's been kind of surprisingly normal. And if you could transport me here from a year ago, one of the things I'm most surprised by is how quickly I think we have all accommodated to no fans or sparse fans. If you're watching a good game, it just feels like a good game, regardless of the fact that you can hear every word the coaches and the players are saying. We've accommodated that very quickly, and it's strange, and it will seem stranger when, knock on wood, someday soon, maybe not this season, but someday soon, fans return, and that will be a happy day. But in the meantime, we're seeing some good basketball, and I'm totally here for it.
John, what do you think about the actual games you're seeing on the court as far as the NBA prospects that we've seen? It's supposed to be a good 2021 draft class. So what are you thinking about the guys you've seen so far?
Yeah, I know that Cade Cunningham is projected as the number one pick. I don't doubt that. I just look forward to seeing more of him against top quality opponents. And until that happens, I am completely a stan for Jalen Suggs. That was a scary moment last night against Baylor. Against Baylor, I'm sorry. They're going to play Baylor. I'm so excited for that game to happen that I'm already talking about against West Virginia. He did every move in the book that you do when you've had a season-ending injury. He had the towel over his head. He was slamming his fist. Everything that says "I'm done." He did, and I bought into it. I thought he was, and instead he came back in the game. So that is great news. I hope he's fine, and this quote unquote tweak at his ankle is okay, because he is a full grown man. On the score sheet, it says he's a freshman. I think he must be a 26-year-old freshman. He just has the composure and the mastery with the ball in his hands that you want to see from any ball-dominant guard. He is a player. He is a talent. And I trust that I'll be saying all these same things about Cade Cunningham very soon when I see him against the caliber of the teams and the opponents that Gonzaga's been facing already.
John?
Yeah, he's a terrific player. Go ahead, Sam.
When I look at Cade Cunningham and Jalen Suggs, John, I think back to the Darren Williams, Chris Paul draft in 2005. Do you think those two guys were going to be those two guys who came in as being two of the best point guards in the league for a long time?
Yeah.
Do you think those are the same type of caliber guys?
Yeah, that would be that is a high bar to clear, and I think Williams went before Paul.
Yep, it was 3 and 4.
Yeah, so that was a good long running controversy, and Suggs is gonna have to gain some territory to compete in terms of draft slot with Cunningham, but I love what I'm seeing so far, and these two could be at that same caliber. This is a great situation to have where we're talking about freshmen in the same breath as those two guys, but it's a little different situation because we think that Suggs' team has a shot at winning the national championship, and Cunningham, we're looking at what can he get done on a team that we don't think is going to be at that same level, but he is individually. So different situations. Suggs has a lot of weapons to dish assists to. Cunningham, we're looking at more of a Trae Young, we think, kind of case where he's going to be the man and he's going to carry the team. I love spectating that kind of thing too. I enjoyed every minute of Trae Young's ride a couple of years ago, and if Cade Cunningham can do the same thing, that will be wonderful. So, yeah, my hopes are at that Darren Williams, Chris Paul kind of level for these two guys. That would be fantastic.
Well, and I can say, having watched, Ja Morant also fits in that category nicely with a guy.
Ja Morant. Oh, that was a good year. That was
playing, watching him and scouting and all that as getting ready for him to come here. Watching a lot of the Murray State games, he must have led the league in missed assists. It was incredible to see how many drop off passes he would make in a. I'm sure a lovely human being, but not a very good big man would just miss the shot. It was just a great, just dump off, missed assist. He averaged 10 assists that year, and he could have easily averaged 13 or 14. I mean, based on what it was every game, watching through every single game, you saw just some blatant, terrible misses for wide open looks, and you're like, oh. So
there should be a stat for that. There should be a stat.
There should.
For that.
You know what?
Yeah.
They should keep that stat. Like the coaches keep that stat, but for the rest of the country, they should keep that stat. I saw. Speaking of which, I saw Xavier is doing a kills stat, which I love.
Yeah.
They call kills the 3 consecutive defensive stops. That's great, and they keep that actually on the scoreboard. To see, I would love to see more teams do stuff like that, because that's what coaches do. They keep deflections, they keep kills, or whatever they call, whatever term they use for it. All those little stats like that. But those are really important and meaningful stats that we could share that with people.
You know, the Ja Morant comparison for Cade Cunningham is a choice. I would love that. The coolest thing about Morant's year, and he was actually a sophomore. People might assume he was one and done, but he was so great that when Murray State went to the tournament, they were a 12 seed, and they blew away a 5 seed opponent, happened to be Marquette, doesn't really matter, by like 20 points in the round of 64, and everybody just yawned.
And he had a triple double. He had a triple double in that game, and everybody's like, whatever.
This was a 12 seed from the OVC, and everybody was like, I had it in my bracket.
Yeah, you know how this goes.
Yeah, that's what I want from Cade Cunningham. I want the Cowboys to make the tournament as like a double-digit seed, and I just want to see him shine. In the first weekend. That is my level of expectation. That would just be wonderful.
It's when you watch those guys play and you see the transcendent player, like Gonzaga is a good example. They don't always have guys like that, but in this case, Jalen Suggs can be at that level. The thing about Gonzaga now, whether you agree, disagree, dislike, I mean, there's plenty of room for debate about how they've handled their COVID situation with regard to having players that have tested positive, staffs tested positive. They've still continued. They've left some staff, and left them behind as they continue their travels throughout the country. They can't go back home. It's been kind of an itinerant, weird sort of road for them. But as they continue this meandering path, they have beaten some extremely good teams. They beat West Virginia, as you mentioned. Then they're going to be going in the 1-versus-2 matchup against Baylor with the rare opportunity for a great stat. The first time since 1991 when UNLV went into Fayetteville and knocked off Arkansas in a 1-versus-2 matchup. But they would only be the second non-Power 5 or non-Power 6 team to beat somebody in a 1-versus-2 matchup there, John. So say what you will about Gonzaga and their methodology. They are looking awfully impressive.
Wow, that was a good stat, Peter. Man, that's
kind of what he does.
It surprises. Yeah,
kind of that thing out there. You just got to drop that in, just to drop a little something in there for you.
Well, it surprises me because Gonzaga, is number 1 from time to time, so and they're non-Power 6. So you would think they would have faced a number 2 at some point. No,
Memphis had an opportunity. Memphis had a chance to do that as well. And Tennessee won. If you remember that one versus
Gonzaga and Baylor, in my book, right now, are the two best teams in the country by a healthy margin. We'll see a lot of basketball, we hope, knock on wood, over the next few months, and that will doubtless change. But right now, they are a legit number one, number two, and if I like the long-term prospects of Gonzaga a little bit more because of their depth of talent and the fact that they're bringing in Andrew Nembhard off the bench, which is ridiculous. He had an insane game last night. I think I like Baylor in the right now, in the present tense, a little bit more. Gonzaga looks spooked for anybody that saw the game against West Virginia. Suggs had his injury scare, and Timme was getting pushed around, I'm sorry, in the first half by big guys, Sheway and Culver. And if he's getting pushed around by West Virginia, he will definitely be pushed around by Mark Vital, possibly my favorite player in Division I. You want that guy in your foxhole. My goodness. He comes to play. So Baylor, we knew going into the season they were going to be amazing on defense. They're making their shots. They're shooting like 48% on their threes. So just forget about it. This is a tough team. They beat a very good Illinois team and made it look pretty easy in the second half last night. I think Gonzaga is catching the Bears at a tough moment, but would not surprise me at all to see both of these teams make the Final Four.
John, when you look at guys like Jalen Green and Jonathan Kuminga, who over playing in the G League or whatever the G League may be, because there are going to be those obvious modifications to the G League with COVID, do you think that decision, because I love the decision at first, to see these guys who were bypassing college basketball, going to get paid, playing with pro-level guys, getting pro-level treatment. I thought it was a great move for those guys. But do you think that that's something that will be altered now? How could that affect them with the COVID situation we're in now?
Yeah, I'm enough of a shameless COVID, I don't want to say optimist, but I hope that things get better quickly. Every day brings a new headline about, this many hundreds of thousands of doses of the vaccine will be going to this place. And I hope that, once the healthcare workers and the elderly are taken care of, I hope that plain old people like you and me can get in line. I know I'll be there. I'm ready to go. And maybe this thing will get better fast, and we'll be talking about the G League in normal terms, and college basketball in normal terms instead of in COVID terms. That would be great. But in the meantime, I applaud all these players who are saying, "I'm just going straight to the pros," and I'm doing it in the legally available way, and that should be an option, and that's fine. It just so happens that historically, the G League does not have the same amount of media recognition accumulated over its history that college basketball does, and there's not the same cachet attached to playing for a G League franchise that there is to playing for Duke or Kentucky. That's fine. You can play in the G League and you can get paid. You can play internationally and you can get paid. And I think that is great, and I love that this is an option and that people don't get up in arms about it. I think anymore they shouldn't. And what is right for an individual player is going to be different than what's right for somebody else who says, "Yeah, I do want to go to Duke." I'm glad to see that this is a growing trend, and there's enough talent here for everybody internationally. In the G League and college, we can all watch good basketball in all of these forums.
Right. I was super excited about it personally because, you look at, you talked about, is it better to go to the G League or go play for Duke? When you got John Moran in Memphis, who literally got a buzz off of viral videos, you know what I mean? and he was playing for Murray State. So I always thought if they went to the G League, they still can be found. Like, they still can do their thing and get exposure, whatever. But if they're not playing at all, like you said, it's a totally different ball game. So,
yeah, and we will. Yeah, and we will. There will be, very soon. There will be the first instance of a G League. I don't want to say sensation or compare them to John Morant, but you will see somebody that is, getting talked about as, whoa, look at what this guy is doing, and it's just a matter of time until he translates it into the NBA, and that will be a happy moment. You should be able to make money if you're one of the best players in the world at basketball, and you should be able to get a return on that as soon as you're able to do it talent-wise. And I'm a big fan of this trend. It's great.
Well, there are a few things that that have kind of cropped up as a result of all of this. Some good, some bad. One of the things that we're seeing, football-wise and basketball-wise, is an adaptive scheduling situation where, like, for example, in football, Coastal Carolina was set to play Liberty. Liberty now looks like they are going to be COVID restricted. So BYU steps in and plays Coastal Carolina, two non-Power 5 teams trying to get a big win to bolster their bowl situations, and they just set the thing up in like 48 hours. We've seen teams having to scrap and change their schedules in the basketball world in 48 hours or 24 hours, and you got Mike Brey putting out challenges like a wrestler, like come and get him, loser leaves town match, let's go, we'll take on anybody tonight, Saturday, we'll be there, will you be there, show up in in the Breslin Center, whatever. Like, I mean, all this weird it's just a weird thing. I kind of like it. And John, I hope that maybe we can keep some flexibility in the scheduling when we get back to normal, because I think there's some good things that come about when you can add a little challenge game here and there and kind of make it work. It adds a little extra excitement to the whole thing.
Yeah, I love it. That Mike Brey tweet was, what a time to be alive when I saw that. Hey, I have a basketball team called Notre Dame. We'd like to play a game.
We like to play basketball.
Yeah,
Come get us. We'll be here in the gym. You just join us.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's go.
Maybe we can do this every year. We can have a window of time where it's just a free-for-all. That would be so cool. And if there's one thing that I would like to see this kill once and for all, it's the genre of tweet where, and I'm not exaggerating, you would literally, in normal time, you would literally see things like, Texas and Oklahoma have agreed to play a home-and-home series in football in 2038, 2039, and 24. These dates in the future where we're all going to be like George Jetson and wearing, clear plastic bubbles on our heads and riding jetpacks. And why are we doing that? The players haven't even been born yet for these games that are being scheduled. We can take a more flexible, more real-time approach. And it's kind of fun, and we're seeing that to a great extent this season. And you just got to keep your eye on what's happening, because the schedules are always changing, and it's a fun and creative time.
Last thing before we let you go, what do you do if you are the committee? What do you do as you watch the season with a team like Tennessee that you could have seen Tennessee Gonzaga, you could have seen Ole Miss. There are 36 teams, I believe, that are in some level of pause right now, and some of them worse than others. The two that I mentioned have been paused for a week and a half plus, and have missed out on a bunch of games. How do you factor that in to the mix? When it comes time for the tournament, how much work can the eye test do? Can the eye test overcome 10 missed games? Can it overcome 5? Can it overcome 15? How much work can the eye test do?
Yeah, good question. And let's hope against hope that we don't see a team, which I guess would be theoretically possible, where they would have say 2 episodes of shutting down for 10 to 14 days, because that's a lot in a time window, the span of a college basketball season. I really hope that does not happen to any team. One such episode is we can work around that. And in the case of a team like Tennessee, or indeed any major conference team, they'll be fine. Other things being equal, they get to play an SEC schedule with opponents that are going to make the NCAA tournament. So we'll get enough basketball, through the processor to make a good informed opinion of Tennessee or a major conference team. The number of games is going to be smaller this year, and hats off to the NCAA for lowering that bar to effectively nothing in terms of how many games you have to play to get in the NCAA tournament. That's absolutely right, and we hope that it doesn't really come to play, and that we do get to see conference schedules played and have some form of a season. And I think we'll find that, a reduced number of games is fine. We'll still have a pretty good sense of who the best teams are. We'll still argue about who should get in the tournament. We'll still argue about the seeding, but hopefully at the end there will be a full-size 68-team NCAA tournament in 2021. That's what I'm hoping for.
We hope so as well. Have yourself a great Thursday. We'll talk again next week when a few more questions will be answered, no doubt, between now and then. Have a good one, man.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
He is John Gassaway, our good friend, at John Gassaway, ESPN Plus, ESPN Insider. Terrific stuff from John. We'll continue with a little more college basketball talk. Also, we'll look at college football, including the matchup that's just been formed this morning, officially. A matchup outside the Power 5, but a big one. We'll talk about that when we return. Sports 56 Mornings.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio. We are Sports 56, 98.5 and 96.1.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Did you notice your hot water heater not heating as well last winter? During the cold winter months, groundwater is colder and requires more energy to heat the water, and sometimes old, inefficient tanked water heaters just can't keep up. It may be time for a tankless water heater from Conway Services that never runs out of hot water. Conway Services is making now the perfect time for a new tankless water heater with 12 months interest-free, or I'll pay you $250 for that old tanked water heater. Plus, these energy-saving models only heat the water you use, saving you money on your gas bill every month. And no more worrying about that tank bursting in your attic either. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier tankless water heater professionals at 384-3511. That's 384-3511. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old water heater will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Before you drive the all-new Nissan Rogue, you gotta ask yourself, how rogue are you gonna go? We talking be one with nature in the desert rogue? Go snowshoeing in Alaska rogue? Or take the long way home just because kind of rogue? Just a question, but with 5 available drive modes, you're sure to find the answer.
Go rogue in the all-new, fiercely reimagined 2021 Nissan Rogue, now with the most standard safety features in its class. See Owner's Manual for important safety information. Auto Pacific segmentation. 2021 Nissan Rogue versus latest in market competitors. Base models compared.
In today's world, a lot is going on, but one thing is always true. You need to take care of yourself. The skin clinics can help. Age, diet, genetics, and current events can conspire to make you look and feel much older than you are. It doesn't have to be that way. Call the skin clinics and let their expertly trained nurses, estheticians, and staff choose the treatment that best suits you and your pocket. There's so much you can do. Consider skin resurfacing and rejuvenation, lash extensions and specialty brows, injectables, medical-grade chemical peels, laser hair reduction, waxing, facials, makeup applications, and even services just for men. The Skin Clinics has it all in a caring, safe environment, always observing current social distancing guidelines. Go to theskinclinic.com to find out more and call today for your appointment at 901-345-SKIN. That's 901-345-SKIN. Taking care of yourself is good for you and your loved ones. Come to the Skin Clinics, 1300 Wolf Park Drive in Germantown.
Are you shopping for a new watch, an engagement ring, any kind of jewelry at all? What's up, Memphis? This is Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies, encouraging you all to shop where I shop, Platinum Jewelers here in Memphis. Platinum Jewelers has a big selection of earrings, stockable rings, luxury watches, necklaces, bracelets, really whatever you need. They do custom jewelry and have 2 locations in the area. One is 545 Perkins Extended in East Memphis. The other is 9387 Poplar next to Fresh Market in Germantown. So if you need anything jewelry related, go to my spot, Platinum Jewelers.
When you visit Navy Liquor at 7866 Highway 51 in Millington, you'll be treated like family by friendly, knowledgeable staff. Select are your favorite bourbon, vodka, scotch, beer, tequila, gin, and rum, as well as wines from all over the world. An amazing selection of sakis, too. Coldest beer in town. Beer kegs are available. Any beer, any wine, any liquor. You got the Navy Liquor hookup. Come see us, holiday or any other occasion. Navy Liquor, corner of Highway 51 and Navy Road in Millington. I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage. Factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Sports 56 traffic.
Still dealing with a lot of crashes on the roadways. One new one is on Shelby Drive at Mill Branch. Also, this is just an FYI. Later on this afternoon, Vice President Mike Pence is coming into town this afternoon. So if you are coming from the airport area, the Memphis International Airport area, just keep that in mind. Vice President Mike Pence is coming into town this afternoon. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Tell me.
On this day, I see clearly everything has come to life. A better place in a broken dream, and we'll leave it all behind.
Yeah, we play a little wrestling music. Our friend Dustin Starr joins us at 9 o'clock. You know, it's a shame that you can't bet on wrestling. So I think that'd be a lot of fun for some people more than others. But you can bet on so many other things with FanDuel Sportsbook. It is live. It is happening right now. For those of you in the state of Tennessee, you can bet legally, and I encourage you to do so because it's a terrific way to enjoy. For example, yesterday you get in the middle of the workday, you're like, oh my goodness, there's an NFL game on. What in the world? Well, let me see if I can get a little action on it. Sure, you absolutely can. You could get of course the first half, second half, live spread, quarter spreads, no problem there. Same game parlays with touchdown scores and all kinds of different props that you could parlay together. They do a wonderful job of making it like super fun for stuff like that. And of course, today you want to look at the slate of college basketball. You got plenty of opportunity to put down some wagers there. Every day there's action, there's stuff happening, and it's all so easy with FanDuel. Check out FanDuel Sportsbook, get the app, go to their website, FanDuel Sportsbook, and download it from there. It's easier to do that than to go to the App Store. You can't download the specific Sportsbook app from the App Store just yet because Google restricts it, so you have to kind of go through their website. But anyway, once you get it, you're good to go, and it's super simple. They make it so easy for you to get frankly, to get paid because you're gonna if you know what you're doing, then you got plenty of deep options. If you don't, they'll walk you through everything. It's so simple. And that first bet that you make, use that promo code BIGHEAD right here, BIGHEAD. Use that promo code BIGHEAD. You get that first bet risk free. That means up to $1,000. You could go crazy with it. And if it doesn't work, then you know what? You get it back as site credit. So there really is no risk involved for you. FanDuel Sportsbook, it's the best. It's terrific. I've been using it, and I'm thankfully up So, fingers crossed that continues. We shall see. You should use it as well. FanDuel Sportsbook, check them out. It's so simple to use. And if you're in the state of Tennessee, great. If you're not in the state of Tennessee, just make your way to the state of Tennessee. If you're in Arkansas, Mississippi, wherever listening, go to the state of Tennessee, place your bets, then go back. It's perfectly legal to do that. Got to be 21 or older and in the state of Tennessee. Terms and conditions do apply. Site credit is non-transferable, must be used within a week. Call 1-800-889-9789 if you have a problem gambling. Check it out, FanDuel.sportsbook.com to find out more information. It is FanDuel Sportsbook. Well, we talked about the challenges of COVID and how quickly things can change. Well, Liberty has dealt with COVID, and they're dealing with COVID again. They were set to play Coastal Carolina in what would have been a very big and, frankly, ESPN College Game Day was going to be there in Conway, South Carolina for that matchup. Instead, they'll still be there, but Coastal Carolina is going to be playing BYU instead. BYU accepting the challenge to replace them at short notice. This is a weird year for college football, so you're seeing these kinds of things happen. And I'm happy to see it. And both teams, they need BYU needs something. Coastal Carolina needs something to continue to pump up that schedule and to get them, on the outside of the mix for the playoffs. I think it's a great thing. I love it. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be – we know it's going to be wild times. You're going to see teams –
wild times, Daddy.
You're going to see teams having to cancel and reschedule games like this. College basketball is going to be wild as well. Yeah, man, it's going to be some crazy stuff going on as far as this COVID stuff goes. Question I have for you. I meant to ask you this the other day, too.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you this periodically just to get a constant update in this area. How far do you think we are from the point where COVID is not something that where it's something that they'll let players play through? Well, like of course they'll be post-vaccine, but when do you think it'll get to the point where, like, if a guy has COVID, he can treat it like if he can play through it, he can play through it. Where they'll let guys play with COVID, where it won't like shut teams down like that. How far do you think we are?
Yeah.
Is that a year?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I think it's going to be a little while for that. I think we will get to the point when the shutdowns will be more limited. There won't be as widespread because we will have a better sense of how to keep spread numbers down and also how to stop. We just get better therapeutics for it, better treatment for it. In the way that the flu, the strains of influenza, they are fatal to a lot of people. Many people die every year of the flu.
Right.
But for the most part, it's more under control because it doesn't spread as quickly as COVID, and we have therapeutics that have been designed to aid us in that. We're not there yet with COVID. It's so early on. Once that stuff starts to happen, then I think you'll see a little more leeway there. Once most people are vaccinated, because it's a little bit like the flu shot. Like the flu shot's not perfect, but it does reduce your chance of getting the flu, and it does reduce the severity of it if you do get the flu. It's going to be like that with COVID. I don't think it's going to be a magic bullet where it's like that's it. You're good to go for the rest of your life. Not like mumps or rubella or whatever, those vaccinations. But I do think it'll be a big help. There's no doubt, huge help to get us back closer to normal. The thing is just the spread, man. It just spreads. It's a much more contagious situation. So the flu numbers this year are down a lot because of the stuff that people are doing for COVID, but COVID numbers are still quite up. It just tells you again how much more contagious COVID is than the flu. So yeah, we still got a ways to go, but hopefully once the vaccine starts to become widely dispersed, or the vaccines become widely dispersed, then we could have something to work with there, because that's we all want to go back to normal as quickly as we can.
Yeah,
close to normal anyway.
I was just thinking about every time I hear this about they got so and so cases with it, and then we saw the kid Marshall, they played for Kansas the other night, who was playing with something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder how far away are we from where.
Well, I mean, again, like the thing is that it's just the spreading of it because it's so contagious right now, and you've seen the folks that don't mitigate, like these various parties and get-togethers. You could have a party with 100 people, and 50 can end up with COVID because of one person. Like it's that easy to spread if you don't take the proper precautions. So to me, the epidemiologist who watched that game, I saw a piece. They said this just looks insane to me that they're letting this kid play and that they're doing this. But that's there's a lot of people and a lot of teams that are just kind of rolling the dice right now, and it's possible. I mean, it's not a guarantee. So you might get away with it, but I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable, the whole situation.
Yeah, at this point, it just seems like it's because we remember talking about Michael Jordan playing with the flu game or whatever.
Yeah, right.
How soon are we applauding?
Or the pizza food poisoning.
Right, exactly.
Which
How far away from applauding a guy who has playing with COVID-like symptoms or something? Who like just. Well, what a game by Ja Morant to come out there and still play with COVID. You know what I mean? Like, how far are we from to where it's heroic to play as opposed to irresponsible to play as it is now? So I just wonder where we are. Or just, not allowed to play. How far are we from that? So
I thought that there was an interesting comment too in from a I don't know, like the long-term health of the sport of college football standpoint. Very interesting comments from Kirk Herbstreit, who's yesterday he was talking about Michigan. He kind of Kirk's just feeling it. I don't know what's going on. He's in a particular mood lately, and he's just talking. And he says, "What the hell's happening to our sport?" And he's worried because he thinks that the emphasis on the playoff is making everybody focused on playoffs to the point where the rest of the teams and the situation just doesn't matter. And he's talking about, how like in every game, most of the time the commentators are still, they kind of talk about the playoff, or they think about the playoff or what's going to happen with the playoff. At halftime, it's about the playoff. And his point is, well, college football has always been about a lot more than just the playoff or bowl games even. Like, it's about particular rivalries and certain other bowls. And, not everybody is going to win national championships, but that's okay. And I kind of agree with him a little bit. Like, I feel like the focus on the playoff is fine. I'm glad that there is a playoff to an extent, but I think it has taken away some of the the specialness of college football as a sport. Like college football was very unique in the way they did it. It was stupid, but it was unique. Now it's not so unique anymore, and now it's just a playoff talk the way that you have it in pretty much every other sport, in kind of the way that the tournament overshadows college basketball. To a large degree in the regular season, the college football playoff is starting to kind of loom large over the college football regular season. Yeah,
it's become a much bigger deal. I mean, not much bigger deal, but it's been a big deal in my opinion as well. College football it's so regional as well. Like you go to certain parts of the country, like the South where we are now, and of course SEC football is big. And the SEC has, dominated the college scene for so long. Clemson, of course, in the last few years has been a part of it, but it's been a big deal, and it's been around that, so much around New Year's and New Year's Eve and all those big games. And yeah, that college football tournament is definitely being a big deal, which is why I don't understand why this just shouldn't be the year you should be debating about expanding the playoff system. I think this is the year you should definitely make those provisions, because this is just bigger games to watch, and we're watching, teams that aren't that good play sometimes. So I don't know why they wouldn't want to expand it to alleviate some of the controversy that you hear about teams like maybe a Cincinnati who may be on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I just think you have to find, like, I've said this for a long time. Like, I hate the rings culture. I hate rings culture. Like, oh, you have that many rings, bro. Where are your rings? All this stuff.
Yeah,
players who don't win a championship. It's stupid, because what only one team is going to win a championship in every sport, no matter what you play. One team is going to win a championship. If all you think about is a championship, then what was the point of the other? You have to find other joy. You have to find other interest. You have to find something else that matters to you other than that, or else there's no point in doing it. What are you teaching your kids? That it's win or nothing, be the best in your class, or else it's worthless? Like, what are you talking? That's silly. That's childish. So I don't buy it, and I think it has infected. And I think the fact that ESPN owns so much of it, it's such a monolithic thing. Every game that they do, they're trying to hype up the playoff, which they also own, and they're hyping it. Everything is hype, push, and we're not even thinking about the game that's in front of us right now. And it's, I don't know. I agree that it's, part of me misses the old weird days of weird bowls and not disputed national championships and just weird provincial college nonsense. I kind of miss that because I think we've lost a little bit of the charm of the sport in the midst of all of this. Again, the same way with college basketball, where everyone's just focused on the tournament and nothing else. I don't know. It makes the regular season kind of ho hum. Let's say. We'll come back. We'll continue with that. Also, a little bit of update on the on NBA news because we mentioned the big trade that's happened. We also have a little Grizzly news from yesterday. We'll get an update from Ja Morant. His
Big 12.
His time at the All Black affair, and what does he think about that?
The code update.
You wondered would Peter ask the question? The answer is yes. It just wasn't this Peter. It was a different Peter.
We gonna talk about the Peter Everson question as well. I'm glad you said this, sir.
We'll do that when we come back. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 98.5.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5 and 96.1.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Napa know-how. Nothing causes holiday stress like the words, "some assembly required." Well, Napa's here to help with an Evercraft 100-piece screwdriver set for just $19.99. So no matter what Santa and his elves leave for you to put together, you'll be prepared. So save on the Evercraft 100-piece screwdriver set and other great tools from Napa. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations while supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/20.
You know what sounds good? fresh sandwiches and salads, homemade soups and desserts. And you know where to find all this delicious food? Paradise Cafe at Poplar and Ridgeway in the Regalia Shopping Center. The name says it all. Paradise Cafe makes their food fresh. Salads, sandwiches, cookies, and brownies. Hand-selected fruit, pimento cheese, even 4 kinds of chicken salad. The homemade soups change daily. They're said to be the best in the city. Try the signature turkey burger on ciabatta or shrimp salad on a croissant. Then top it off with a low-fat shake. Paradise Cafe has 11 kinds. Paradise Cafe, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 to 2:30. Observing current social distancing guidelines with patio seating. Curbside pickup and delivery are also available. Fresh and homemade for you. That's Paradise Cafe in the heart of East Memphis at Poplar and Ridgeway inside the Regalia Shopping Center. You know what sounds good? Paradise Cafe.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 115 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. So easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. Stock up heavy on all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
So you're watching the game and you see another ad for FanDuel Sportsbook and you think to yourself, is that legal here in Tennessee? You bet it is. You can place your first bet on FanDuel Sportsbook risk-free and get up to $1,000 back if you don't win. Just place any bet you want. If you win, you keep the cash. If you lose, you'll get your entire bet up to $1,000 back in bonus site credit. And with FanDuel Sportsbook, generous risk-free bets are just the beginning. They've got a simple app, live betting on every game, and exhilarating bet types such as same-game parlays, where you combine multiple bets from one game into a single parlay. And once you win on FanDuel Sportsbook, they get you your winnings in as little as 24 hours. What I love about the app is it's so easy to use. It's easy to register, easy to deposit, easy to find your bet. To claim your risk-free bet, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and be sure to sign up with promo code GASMAN so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code GASMAN. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Well, speaking of risk takers, John Morant at the All Black Affair performing a Hardy Boy-esque stunt by going maskless in a room of 500 people. Afterwards, Ja yesterday was asked about it, and he said, hey, man, I got to do better. But my favorite part was when he said, I'm still getting used to these regulations. It's been 9 months, man. Come on.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. I'm still getting you. Okay.
Hey,
right.
man, I would say this too, man.
Still getting used to it.
I would say this. Peter Fleischer is my guy. He's one of the first guys that in mainstream media that reached out to me when I was a lowly blogger, just trying to make a voice for myself, trying to be seen, trying to be heard. Peter Fleischer is one of the first people that really fooled with me, and he came defending me when
He's a
somebody,
very nice guy.
right,
Very nice
super nice guy, and he came defending me one time.
Does my name proud. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he came defending me one time when a certain media member that we've actually been texting about this morning, a certain media member came at me to try to lowboy me, and it didn't really come off too well for him. But Peter's my guy, but I don't get this one. Like we've talked about it because it's out there, but this isn't something that I would have put out myself. As a media member of the city of Memphis, who's also a native of the city of Memphis, and also happens to be an African American, I get I get exposed to stuff, Peter, that you may not have been exposed to, or I might be privy to information that you may not be exposed to. There's a quote unquote black market of information that comes my way that your typical person, typical media member may not be familiar with, and I see stuff that might be incriminating or not the best look for guys, or just them doing something that may not need to be out in the public. You know what I mean? It's stuff that we may talk about amongst ourselves, but we just say, hey, I'm just gonna keep this to myself. And we might joke about it, may laugh about it. I can name numerous issues over the years covering the Grizzlies or covering Tiger basketball, whatever it is, where guys do things that may not be the best look for them if it get out in public. And I understand that we have jobs to report information, but I'm just cut different. I'm just built a little different, I guess. Like, I also look at these guys as being, I really won't go there, but I'll just say this. I wouldn't have done what Peter did. And he's my friend, and I tell him to his face I wouldn't have done it either. Because, I mean, it was already out there. So just let it be what it is. You know what I mean? And to make it like it's this Ja Morant expose and breaking news. Ja Morant was, I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? But I personally wouldn't have done that. I don't have any personal issue with him doing it other than I totally wouldn't have done it. And I just think to put him in a position
what was the issue? The issue, like, I mean, just to ask him about it, to bring it up? What do you mean?
I would have never put it out. Like if the video was
somebody else put it out there.
That's what I'm saying. The video was out there, but then to come back and say, "Oh, breaking news: Ja Morant was at a party without a mask on," and I tried to reach out to the Grizzlies and they wouldn't comment. Like, okay, what are you trying to accomplish, Peter? I mean, what's your point of just trying to? He obviously did something dumb, but it's like, what are you looking to gain by what did you want Ja to say? Is what I'm saying.
I mean, listen, that's just part. That's I don't know, man. It's part of it. It's part of the deal. If you're a public figure and you're like flouting the rules, that's going to be out there. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And especially if somebody puts it on social media, I don't blame him for bringing it up at all.
Well, I do. That's why I say don't group me with y'all. Don't call me one of y'all. I'm not a media member. Like, seriously. Like, all jokes aside, don't put me in that group of guys then. Because
you are a media member, but you're all.
If that's part of the qualifications, what we're supposed to do, I'm not there, and that's fine. I'll let y'all do that. Like, that's not my thing.
You are, but you are, but you're not, and that's you can call it what you want. That's fine. I mean, hey, you could have difficult. We could have disagreements and all that stuff.
Hey, I'm not a media member. I'm a pop star. We've had discussions.
And Ja kind of stiffed me on my answer too.
Oh yeah, he got you. Yeah, we gonna talk about this. Don't think this commercial break is gonna end this conversation, because we will come back with that after the break.
I had it ready.
We got to talk to Dustin Starr.
Yeah,
we're talking to Dustin Starr after the break.
Yeah, that's fine. 9:30, we will be.
We're gonna talk to him. We're gonna talk to Dustin the whole hour. I think so. We're gonna talk to him the whole hour.
No, 9:30 we gonna pick up a show. Yeah, we got some audio of that. John.
I
got
it.
I can see you a clip. I can see you the clip.
I got it.
Okay, all right, bet. Yeah, we'll talk about that. You media member guys, have these great questions. Also, not paying attention to the press conference while you're in it, obviously. But yeah.
Well, you have to remember that I was.
You showed up late. You had dad duty going.
Exactly. I was. In the middle of,
you came up later. Asked
the
question that was already addressed, so y'all had to get that answer.
Well, I wasn't in there when it was. I wasn't in there when it was.
That's why he had to get you, man. That's why he had to get you. That's fine. We'll talk about that. We're gonna give a whole segment to the Peter Edmondson.
We're not. We already did it. There's nothing else to say.
No, we're not. Done. We're gonna have to play the audio.
It's done.
It's so fun to have audio.
All right, we'll talk about that when we come back. First, though, it's Dustin Starr. We'll talk a little wrestling, including some stories and some more passings. Very sad. We'll talk about that when we come back with Dustin. Hour number 3 on the way.
Before you drive the all-new Nissan Rogue, you gotta ask yourself, how rogue are you gonna go? We talking be one with nature in the desert rogue? Go snowshoeing in Alaska rogue? Or take the long way home just because kind of rogue? Just a question, but with 5 available drive modes, you're sure to find the answer.
Go rogue in the all-new, fiercely reimagined 2021 Nissan Rogue, now with the most standard safety features in its class. See Owner's Manual for important safety information. Auto Pacific segmentation. 2021 Nissan Rogue versus latest in market competitors. Base models compared.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Ben Swinger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 125 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Ben Swinger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. 2 Memphis locations, one in Midtown, on Hollywood Street across from the Liberty Bowl, and one in Cordova, off Germantown Parkway next to the Fox and Hound. Visit their website, benswingerglass.com. Ben Swinger Glass.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
Ever wonder just how far an extra mile really goes? Drive a Mercedes-Benz van and find out. Start with a network of over 250 authorized dealerships, backed by a sales force ready to help you with everything from customization to service on vans like the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter that's tailored to your lifestyle, with options like Blind Spot Assist and MBUX voice command for spoken directions, weather, and more.
The route is being calculated.
So whether you're enjoying life on the trail or working hard on the job, see how far an extra mile can really go by taking the first step into an authorized Mercedes-Benz van dealership today. Now with IRS Section 179, businesses could be eligible for up to a $25,900 tax deduction. That's up to $5,439 in tax savings.
Options and model availability may vary. See dealer for details about costs and terms. Some equipment described is optional. $5,439 tax savings based on 21% federal tax rate and eligibility to claim full $25,900 Section 179 vehicle deduction. Your tax rate and eligibility may vary. Consult your tax advisor for more information. Limits may apply. Visit mbvans.com. Offer valid through December 31st, 2020.
You don't think about a lawyer until something goes wrong. When that happens, let attorney Stephen Leffler fight for you and your family. You don't leave the house in the morning expecting an accident, but it happens every day. A car wreck, you slip and fall, or you get accused of a crime and find yourself fighting for your reputation. Stephen Leffler has been fighting for you for over 35 years. Don't do it alone. Let Stephen Leffler fight your battles for you. Call Stephen Leffler, 901-527-8830, or go to LefflerLaw.com. Here to fight for you and your loved ones.
Central Barbecue is committed to the health and safety of this community, who has supported Central for almost 20 years. Central Barbecue is still open for business with to-go and delivery options to serve the greater Memphis area with the same great barbecue you have come to know and love. With 4 locations to serve you, from downtown, midtown, and East Memphis, you can order your favorite barbecue and enjoy everything on the menu in the comfort of your own home. Call your nearest Central Barbecue location for more information on delivery and to-go options today.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
So not to steal Peter's thunder here, but it is raining. The rain has started to pick up, so that means I need everybody to slow all the way down and let's not have any wrecks this last hour. So far it's been the same. Still working a crash on Shelby Drive at Mill Branch. And also just a FYI, just to keep in mind in the back of your head, if you are in the airport area around the afternoon time, Vice President Mike Pence is coming into town and his motorcade will be in that area. So just keep that in mind when you're getting ready to leave the house. And please take it slow. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Hour number 3 is here. Zach stealing my thunder. What's going on, Zach?
None. I'm just letting the
people. You can't be doing weather. Look, that's my gig.
I understand that, but sometimes, but today is kind of necessary.
All right, I'll start doing traffic.
Stick to end times apocalypse updates. Man.
Yeah, that's right. That's your beat. How are we doing on that?
We got freaking zombie. What was the thing that came?
Oh, we had zombie squirrels.
Oh yeah, zombie minks. Yeah, we got zombie minks, zombies. Yep, that's right.
Coming from the dead, man.
Yeah, COVID infected zombie minks. That's got to be in the Bible somewhere.
I gotta check. It's somewhere in Revelation. I gotta check.
You ain't nothing to say.
Got to be in the mix. We are in the Family Leisure Studios. It is hour number 3. As Zach already mentioned, it is raining. It's sort of coldish raining, and one of the uglier days, just cold and rainy. Nobody likes that. That's nobody. Nobody wants that. But that's what it is, so we just have to deal with it as best we can. Coming up later in the hour, these guys are going to play some audio that I don't really want them to play.
Oh, man, if it'll be on your head, all 48 inches of your head, we better get on it, man.
Nah, there's no reason for that. So I'll just put the headphones down for that second. Whatever happens, it's going to happen.
Zach, you got that joint for real?
I got it.
Oh, man,
I got
we gotta
it.
get on you, man. If it was anybody else, we'd be on them right now today. We got on. We got on Terry Davis. We got on Evan Barnes. Hey, it's on you today, man. You're getting it. You're getting it, man. Just know you get it.
I told you though. You know the rules. I'm happy making fun of everybody else except myself. We don't do that.
Man,
you
got
that. I told that.
John dead.
I'm a total hypocrite.
John dead.
I'm a total.
Ass, so you get it.
I know. I'm a total hypocrite. On that's what I don't.
Hey, don't dish it out if you can't take it. You taking it today.
No, I dish it out all the time and I can't take it. It's terrible.
You getting it today.
I'm one of these guys that says, the best time to kick a man is when he's down. That's what I always say. He can't fight back.
Well,
That's a perfect
I'm about
time.
to stand you up and kick you down.
I love taking candy from a baby. Who else would you take candy from? That's the best thing to do. Perfect time. So somebody who knows about healing it up a little bit sometimes is a good friend. Dustin Starr, 5-star, joins us now to talk a little professional wrestling, and I'm feeling heelish today. I'm feeling like a cowardly heel, Dustin. So hopefully you can help me with that.
I don't know how much I could help you. All I know is when we hang up, I want no part of those sound clips.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Going out and doing some work and stuff every now and then. I would when this thing first happened is you get a selfie or you take a picture and you kind of pull your mask down for 2 seconds and put it back up. And that was always the picture that my Maria saw, and she's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh no!" So you never take your mask off, not even for a selfie, not a picture, not a nothing, or else I'm in big trouble.
Oh
yeah.
Man. So you are. It's been a Thanksgiving. We didn't talk. We haven't talked to you for a couple of weeks. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving.
And good, man.
It's been good news, but it's also been some bad news. Some sad news yesterday. Pat Patterson, one of the legends of the sport, one of the legends in the ring, and then very much out of the ring when it came to booking and working with talent and producing and being part of the administration of the WWF and the WWE for forever and ever. Really, the right hand man to the McMahons for so many reasons, for so many years, and for so many things. He passed away yesterday. The first ever Intercontinental Champion, won it in a tournament in Rio de Janeiro. They would say, and now this. So very sad news.
It is. It's very, very sad news. That was the first thing I saw when I got up yesterday, and of course everybody was tweeting it out. And a lot of us remember the Attitude Era. Pat Patterson winning the first ever Intercontinental title was way before I was watching and remembering. Probably before I was born, honestly. But we remember him being the stooge or the sidekick of Mr. McMahon when he was big-time heel. And people just kind of, in certain age demographics, they just think of him that way. But he was literally one of the greatest finish guys in the history of the business, meaning that just coming up with different, unique ways to end matches and have cliffhangers and stuff like that. He was one of the very best and respected by so many guys, and he's one of those guys, man, that was able to come up with ideas, and I think he is credited with coming up with the name and the concept of the Royal Rumble, which is one of my favorite events. And he would always be at these training sessions or these scouting, seminars that WWE would hold. So when I was doing my tryouts, I got a little short, funny Pat Patterson story. because, everybody wanted to meet Pat at this seminar, and it was a big tryout and the whole 9 yards. And I, of course, went up, introduced myself, and, we had a good conversation. He was helpful, and I think it was just a couple of months later I saw him at Monday Night Raw, and he remembered me. And I was, first of all, I'm like, wait a second, Pat Patterson remembers me? So he goes, hey, congratulations, kid. Did we sign you? I said, no, not yet. That's why I'm here. And he said, oh, you must not be that good then. And he laughed and walked away. He was joking, but it was like a quick burn from a WWE Hall of Famer that just left me there like laughing to myself. Like, did he just say that? But he did, And then eventually when I was signed, he congratulated me again or whatever. And I didn't have a big, long, friendship or anything like that with Pat. But it's those moments where you meet those guys, and it just kind of puts into perspective all the nice things that are said, especially when somebody passes away. They want to tweet out those stories and tell those stories. But, man, everybody that I've read tweets from or ever heard anything from was that Pat Patterson was just a straight-up guy, man. He was just great and loved the business. Loved the business.
I love the fact that he was a as you really most people are. I think in wrestling you have to kind of be a joker and a ribber and busting chops and all that stuff. Big Show told a story about how he would run up to him from time to time and be all like breathless and be like, Big Show, do you know who was talking about you? And Big Show's like, what? He goes, nobody. And then he walked away. Yeah. So just stuff like that. Like it was just he had that reputation, and of course, he was a controversial figure in some respects and a trailblazer in other respects. I mean, he was gay. He had to sort of be closeted for a while. It was pretty open within the business, but not necessarily outside the locker room until much later on. But was in some respects a trailblazer. With him and his longtime partner Louis being well known for that, and I know that's something that is still within the business. Dustin is not always the easiest thing for guys who are gay to handle.
Yeah, no, he was one of the first, and to be a member of management and be one of Vince's literally, like not just on TV, but literally his right hand man, and his contributions to the WWE and to the wrestling business got him that job for that long. Almost a lifetime member of the WWE. And my good friend Darren Young, Fred Rosser, he came out, and of course he credits Pat Patterson and with a lot of that and being able to help him get to that point in his career and that point in his life, honestly, because it was a thing that was kind of frowned upon. And some locker rooms it might still be, even though it shouldn't. But he was absolutely one of the – I mean, if you're looking at it with his age and all that, just imagine having to hide that for that long before he was able to come out. But then helping other wrestlers and other athletes feel more comfortable coming out about that too is just – I mean, you can't say enough good things about that. You hear all kinds of crazy stories, but that's the wrestling business, He was a trailblazer for sure.
Well, Dustin, with guys like you said, with Darren Young and with Pat Patterson, of course, coming forth, plus the WWE doesn't really touch those type of gimmicks. It used to be commonplace to see homophobic gimmicks all the time. You don't see as much of that stuff now. Do you think there's an environment set up in that locker room for more guys to come forward? And also, can you confirm that Darren Young is not John Cena with blackface on?
I cannot confirm that.
Okay, all right.
Hey, man, you are not lying. Those guys look
exactly alike.
It's exactly alike. It's just one of them has some more hair on top of his head, and of course their skin color is different. But I think that's something that Darren Young it's like a feather in his cap. That's a big compliment if you look like John Cena.
He looks exactly. He looks like John Cena in that movie Soul Man that came out back in the 80s. But
oh my gosh, he does! Wow, that's something that we always joked about too. Is and especially when they were wrestling each other in the SummerSlam and all that kind of stuff. It was like, wait, John Cena versus John Cena. But I think now more than ever, it's okay. I think people, you're going to have some of the old school guys that aren't going to like stuff like that. But man, the locker rooms are so different now than they've ever been. WWE, AEW, these guys aren't necessarily going out and partying and, doing all the stuff that you hear from Ric Flair and all that stuff back in the day. man, they're saving their money. They're playing video games. Look at guys like Christian who were able to retire. And I know we saw him in some storylines this year, but guys like Edge and Christian and the Hardys, that they've saved their money. They've got money. They don't have to do this type of stuff. So yeah, man, instead of doing all the party stuff and all that wildness, they're, playing video games and hanging out and taking care of themselves. And so now it's just a whole different story. And I know that's crazy just because the wrestling business is so wild, but it wouldn't bother me either way, getting in the ring with a guy that, his sexual orientation does not matter. And I think a lot of guys agree with that at this point, but it wasn't always like that, obviously.
No, for sure. We also lost journalist Bob Ryder. A guy that had been covering the business for a long time.
He trailblazed the internet. What was the website? It escapes me now.
Was it OneWrestling.com? I think it was
OneWrestling.com. Yes, sir. You're right. And I've been friends with Bob for many, many, many years, dating back to the original TNA days, where he would book a lot of the travel, and he worked really closely with Bert Prentice out in Nashville and booked guys. And that's where I originally met Bob, and we continued our friendship, all the way up until the day that he passed away. I remember being in the locker room at TNA after doing a tryout match. And my funny Bob Ryder story is that I was in the locker room and I was just finished my match and I was about to change. And I had not met Bob yet. And so I noticed that he was watching me. And so I'm trying to get undressed, and I've got this guy that I haven't met yet. Like, he's watching me get undressed. So I nudged my partner and I was like, hey, I think this guy's watching me. He's like, that's Bob Ryder. I said, well, is he trying to watch me change? And so, I would get up and I took a couple of steps the other way just to see if he was, if his eyes were following me. If he was trying to watch me change, I was kind of freaked out about it.
Right.
And
Exactly.
So anyways, I didn't change. I ended up just kind of hanging out and just waiting. Eventually, he walks over to me, and this is how stupid I felt. He was like, hey, man, we want to book you on next Saturday. So he was waiting for me to change so he can come up and introduce himself and book me on a show coming up. And here I am being stupid thinking, hey, is this guy watching me?
It's just like when you're in the locker room with the when you're covering the Grizzlies or whatever, and guys are, you kind of keep like a respectful, sort of distance. You're like, all right, has he changed yet? Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
most
I'm
guys,
not watching you.
I'm just trying to let you do your thing here. Then we can talk. But it is very awkward. Yes, for everybody.
Yeah. But little did I know he was coming over to ask me to, and that started a good working relationship between the two of us. And after I left WWE, the first person that I was on the phone with, maybe the first or second person, was Bob Ryder, and he got me a tryout at TNA, and which is now Impact Wrestling. But yeah, man, we had a good friendship, and it's one of those things where you didn't see each other all the time, but then when you did see each other, you did catch up. It was like time stood still. But man, so many behind the scenes stories. Bob Ryder helped so many guys get their foot in the door on national television exposure. My buddy Cowboy James Storm is one of them, man. He was just a local guy that was doing local shows, and he met Bob, and he is on record of crediting Bob Ryder, him and his tag team partner, Chris. I mean, the list goes on and on. The Naturals, a lot of guys that ended up getting their start in TNA because of Bob Ryder, and then that catapulted them to other things like WWE or AEW or what have you. But behind the scenes, much like Pat Patterson, actually, behind the scenes, there's a lot of stuff that Bob Ryder is responsible for that the average everyday wrestling fan would never know. There's no reason for them to know because he didn't have to come out on podcasts and talk about it and all that. But before that, the OneWrestling.com was like Meltzer's site. You would go get your news. I mean, he literally helped catapult the internet, where Meltzer was doing his newsletters and mailing them out. And of course he had the website too, but the two of those guys really helped just, I guess, if I say it in a bad way, they helped kind of expose the business, honestly, but that's what it is now, is you get the behind the scenes, the inside stories, the stuff you're not supposed to hear about. He literally helped pave the way on that. It's unfortunate he's gone.
It is indeed. So yeah, a sad week in many respects, but we honor those that did so much for so many in the business. Now for you guys, what you're starting to make your plans for 2021 and into it, and hoping that we can kind of get things in a better position, COVID wise. What do you guys have on the docket? What if everything works out well? What kind of things are we going to be able to see?
I don't think it's any secret, even though it is kind of a secret, that we want to launch Championship Wrestling from Memphis. We want to have Memphis Wrestling 100% local here and obviously in the Memphis area, and that's going to happen. And we're working hard every single day. I did a lot of work on it yesterday and today, actually. I've got some meetings about it. So it's 100% going to happen. It's not an idea or a thought. It's going to happen. Of course, with COVID, that's kind of restricting, obviously, a lot of what we want to do in the right now. So it's we're kind of just like every other sports league and just figuring out, how do you do it? How long are we going to be so limited? Because I think we'll be limited for a while, but how long will we be so limited that we can't have gatherings outside of a wild party in Memphis or something, But the Tigers played at FedEx Forum last night. Yeah,
you were not at the All Black Affair, is what it was.
Were you at the All Black Affair?
Yeah, you were not.
I was not. I wasn't there. That was for you, Sane, by the way. That little.
Yeah, I know. Did you hear Rob Fisher yesterday when he had this super nervous tension when he thought the All Black Affair was about black people? Did you?
I missed that. Oh man.
He didn't know what to say when I asked him.
Yep, that's right.
Oh god.
He didn't know what to say when I asked him when he attended.
Well, I saw.
He would have had a really interesting reaction if he tried to go to the All White Affair.
Yeah.
Bring Darren Young.
All right.
Like, what?
Before I get in trouble. Well, last night, back on track here. Last night, the Tigers, I think they had roughly 3,500 in FedEx Forum. I know the Grizzlies preseason starts on the 17th. We got games on the 17th, 19th, and I think we tip off on the 23rd because there's a Tiger game on the 22nd, if I'm remembering correctly. And I don't know what number they decided on. The last number I heard was 3,500. And so all of these events are trying to take place with a limited capacity to meet the CDC guidelines. And I think that's the only thing that we can kind of trust in. But a Memphis wrestling scene will not be inside FedEx Forum with 17,000 people. You're probably looking at a studio setting with 100 people or 50 people or something that's going to be much more reasonable. So we just don't know what the future holds. But I do know that in 2021, we will have Championship Wrestling from Memphis.
Well, I'm looking for. I cannot wait personally. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see it. I want to see what happens. I want to get down. I want to get some old school action. I want to get some angles. I want to get some new school. Mix it in. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. Me and Sane will open it up because he's about to.
Yeah, man.
I can tell.
Hey, the wrestling business is as cool as ever right now. If you think about it, I know without the crowds or limited crowds, it kind of stinks. But if you watched AEW last night, man, Sting, he made his debut on AEW.
Oh, yes.
And I don't know if he's going to be in a wrestling capacity, but anytime you've got an icon like Sting, that is huge. And also they hot-shotted this big angle where now the new champion, Kenny Omega, is going to do his first interview as champion on Impact Wrestling next week. What in the world is going on? So AEW is working with AAA out of Mexico. It looks like they're going to be working with New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're working with the NWA. They're working with Impact. And then of course, you've got AEW. You've got, basically all the big major wrestling companies underneath WWE that are all going to work together.
That's good. That's the way you got to
do
it. I know, it's crazy. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see how it unfolds because it would be that's how you're gonna if you're gonna take them down. I think they are somewhat vulnerable if you put them all together. The business is really going well outside of WWE's numbers. I think the business is really hot. So this is a good. I'm excited to see what happens, and we may have Sting versus Undertaker under the AEW banner. Who knows?
Oh my gosh! When you look at it on a local level, what it means for us Memphis wrestling fans, is that a lot of the championship wrestling guys that are on our program night right now are getting opportunities in AEW. Like VSK, he's on AEW Dark every week. Danny Limelight Rivera is on AEW Dark every week, which means they're on YouTube. They're getting in front of 500,000 viewers every single week, which helps us. And then they're getting contracts. I know last night you probably saw Max Caster doing his rap gimmick and getting in an angle with the Young Bucks, who are the World Tag Team Champions. He just performed last week on our championship wrestling program. So when we do have the local talent here in Memphis on the actual wrestling show, and it's championship wrestling from Memphis, there's going to be a huge opportunity for these guys, these local Memphis wrestlers, to get noticed and get opportunities in AEW and in Impact Wrestling because of the television quality and the production and just the reach and all that kind of stuff. It's more now than ever you can get noticed on a national level and get signed to a contract. So I'm really looking forward to that. Not necessarily for myself, because I don't think that my future is necessarily wrestling inside the wrestling ring. I think my future is being that broadcaster or that promoter for Memphis Wrestling to help other guys. And by helping other guys, it would help elevate our product as well.
Dustin, when you saw go ahead, bro.
Well, I was going to say we got to wrap it up.
Oh, okay. I'll wait for next week, man.
Wait for next week. Dustin, thank you, my friend. Have yourself have yourself a good one. We'll talk to you again next week, my friend.
I'll talk to you then. Save it for me, Sam. I got your back, brother.
Yes,
I got you.
That's right.
Take
Dustin
it easy
Starr,
on
his
Peter.
friend.
Oh, no,
thank
he
you.
getting
Please.
a few short minutes.
I got to go. I'm done with the show.
You stretch
actually.
over here, get some water, my sister.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back. That's Dustin Starr, our good friend, 5-star, and of course Maria, and great. Always lots of fun talking wrestling with him. When we come back, I'm not even gonna talk.
Oh, it's coming. I got to get with Zach about an edit, because there's a part that he has to catch in the beginning just to make the second part hit home. Your part hit home. So me and Zach gonna do a little co-production work during the break.
I can't wait. We'll come back. It'll be Sane and Zach. Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Looking for a new home? Trying to sell your old home? Call Rule Smith of RE/MAX Experts for all your real estate needs. Buying or selling, you need a real estate expert like Rule Smith, 901-304-7827. Rule Smith is licensed in Tennessee with a decade of experience in the greater Memphis area. He knows the ins and outs of buying and selling a home, and he makes it easy for you. Count on Rule Smith's honest, no-nonsense approach to get the home you want, the home you need, and the home you can count on. Whether it's your first home, your next home, or your dream home, call real estate professional Rule Smith, 901-304-7827. That's 304-7827. With the help of Rule Smith, owning your own home is an easy change to make. Call Rule Smith's cell phone today, 901-304-7827, or call the RE/MAX Experts office at 901-685-6000, and let Rule Smith rule your real estate needs.
Have you heard the news? Metamucil now makes a delicious fiber gummy. Made by the fiber brand you trust, these gummies are a delicious and convenient way to get more fiber. That's because Metamucil fiber gummies are made with an exclusive blend of prebiotic plant-based fibers that are expertly crafted into delicious gummies that give you 5 grams of fiber in each easy-to-take serving. Try new Metamucil gummies today.
Metamucil gummies are a delicious new way to promote your digestive health. Metamucil gummies are available at Walgreens and Walgreens.com. Try them today.
I just left those Ford and Toyota dealers. You want to see their selection of new cars and trucks? And you should see their prices. Santa trades a Sunrise Buick GMC truck. Top trade-in for old sleds. Immediate financing. A true bargain lot with cars and trucks under $99.95. And remember, Sunrise specializes in first-time buyers. Want to buy a car or truck and have some left over for the holidays? SunriseMemphis.com. Covington, Pike, Wolfchase, and Collierville. Happy holidays. Ho, ho, ho.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Shameful thing, you've lost your head. A careless man who could wind up dead. You wear your sin like it's some kind of prize. Too many lies.
Hour number 3. Brought to you by our friends at Acura of Memphis, online, AcuraMemphis.com. Go see them at 385 in Ridgeway. Terrific folks at Acura of Memphis. Get that 2021 TLX. It is a season to remember, and you will. You'll thank me for it once you get yourself that very special gift this holiday season. The finest sedan that Acura has ever built. 2021 TLX only at Acura of Memphis. All right. I don't know. You just.
I got it from here. As you all know, the Memphis Grizzlies had their day 2 of Memphis Grizzly Media Week. It's a new thing the Grizzlies have had to do because of the whole COVID-19 pandemic. The Grizzlies made available Tyus Jones, his second year with the Grizzlies, as well as Ja Morant, second-year player in the NBA. Reigning Rookie of the Year came on. So, of course, everyone wanted to hear Ja. Peter Fleischer got his question in about Ja. We talked about that earlier, but Peter, you could have avoided this whole situation because, honestly, I had forgotten. But once we brought up the Ja Morant questions from Peter Fleischer, it reminded me of my co-host Peter Edmiston's question. As you know, we clown local media members we clown media members, period, who ask silly questions, and my co-host Peter Edmiston has one. But in order for it to make sense, the level of silliness in this question that Peter asked and the way that Ja just stonewalled you, we have to play this first question first, which was from Teresa Walker, who covers the AP. She covers the Tennessee Titans primarily, but she also does some Grizzly stuff. So, Zach, let's play that first clip from Teresa Walker.
Ja, what is it that maybe you want to work on or have been working on to try to add or improve in your game going into your second season?
That's a good question.
Very good question.
I can say I gained about, 5 pounds, working, at IMG Academy and also with the Grizzly staff. So that was, one of the main things going into year 2 that I, wanted to, improve on. And I've been working with IMG and Blake and Dave here with shooting. I've been getting a lot of reps in, and my percentages have, improved from every workout that I had since the season went off. So, just keep tracking those and, attacking the season and, prove everybody wrong is my number one goal. And I know with those things, I'll be able to do that.
All right. Ja Morant said he was working with the staff at IMG Academy, getting his physical condition together, picked up 5 pounds of muscle. That was clearly stated. He also said he's been working on shooting with Coach Blake Ahern. Not sure who Dave is. Who's Dave? Is that Dave Yeager?
Dave Yeager.
I don't know who Dave is. But John talked about he worked on his shooting. Now my good
Wendy's
friend
founder,
Peter,
Dave Thomas.
Right, my good friend
go
Peter
ahead.
Edmiston comes in 15 minutes to the interview. Is as there's some questions you assume that are just your typical questions that have already been addressed. But Peter Edmiston comes in late as hell, 15 minutes to the interview, thinking he's got a question that hasn't hit the table yet. So let's listen to Peter's question in the response from John.
Yeah, John, you talked about gaining 5 pounds of muscle and doing a lot of work in the offseason at IMG and elsewhere. What specifically did you work on with your game? You said you weren't necessarily satisfied with your performance in the bubble. What are the things that you've specifically been working on and want to unleash this year?
Everything.
That's it, everything?
Yeah! That's a great answer.
No, go back. He's trying to laugh over it.
It's a great answer.
About gaining 5 pounds of muscle and doing a lot of work in the offseason at IMG and elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
What specifically did you work on with your game? You said you weren't necessarily satisfied with your performance in the bubble. What are the things that you've specifically been working on and want to unleash this year?
Everything.
That's it, everything?
I feel like it's that simple.
Mike Sadie.
Mike Sadie.
Here's my problem I have with this. Peter, you deserved every bit of that Stonewall that y'all gave you just did. And here's why. Here's why. You clearly were halfway paying attention, bro, because he clearly just said that you acknowledged that you heard that he's been working out at IMG Academy. So you clearly heard his first response. So why didn't you hear him say when he said he's been working on his jump shot? He said it.
Listen.
And your question.
There's two things.
No.
There's two things here.
You said you weren't going to say nothing. You obviously asked the question, throwing an alley-oop, hoping he would say something about shooting, because you know a lot of fans, including yourself, are concerned about Ja's shooting in the bubble.
That's not true. That's not.
So what did you want him to say?
If you're gonna, you should ask me the question, and now I'll give you the answer.
All right, Peter. What did you work on this
Stonewall, you like John.
Everything.
So listen, admittedly, you have to understand. I'm literally in the middle of getting both of my kids back to their school at that point.
Right, I know it.
So I'm only able to hear half of the stuff that's gone on. I heard him reference 5 pounds of muscle. I heard 5 pounds of muscle. I heard he was at IMG Academy. I didn't really hear like every little detail of all that stuff. But more importantly, if you hear me say the word specifically a couple times, I wasn't talking about shooting. I was really talking about more about like the aspects of his handle game. Does he deal with physicality now that he's got the extra 5 pounds of muscle? Is he working on finishing at the rim even more effectively? Because that hasn't been necessarily his strength. Things like that is
so
what I was talking about. I thought he was going to say like, well, I've been working on finishing at the rim. I've been working on, making sure I can fight through contact, finish through, stuff like that. I thought there would be a little more meat I thought there was more meat on that bone is what I don't think you can't be afraid to go back after it and try to get more. I didn't ask the same exact question as Teresa.
You actually did.
It was
Zach,
similar, but it wasn't the exact same question.
Did he already answer that question, Zach?
Did he answer it specifically? No.
No. Did he give an in-depth analysis of his game?
No. I want more. I demand more.
That's why he's
That's why I wanted more.
You know what?
Ridiculous.
I think Ja also knows that. I think Ja listens to this show and he knows that you're one of the guys that would have put his story out right with you said it.
I would have did it too. I would have put him out there too. It's my responsibility to put these guys out there.
And Ja knew
that's
that
called
crap.
news. That's just called news.
He stonewalled
that's
good for you,
That's
Ja.
the way. That's the way it works. So you want, this is what you want, is then like you only want compliant news.
I want, hey, Ja, hey, what's going, buddy?
No, I got you. You want like, Ja, you're so great. Tell me about how great you are. Give me comments on how great you are. Ja, you look great. Could you be greater? Are you the greatest? Are you the greatest draft pick or just a great one? What do you think?
Tell us about your
is that all you just want to be like Ja's buddy? Like, hey, let me. Oh yeah. Let me. Oh yeah, I won't tell him about that stuff that was going on. Yeah. I got you, buddy. I got you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. All right.
Hey,
I got you. Okay.
Tell us about your haircut, Ja. I like that. I like those dreads, man. You're rocking. They're drippy, man. I love them.
Don't lump me in with that. Don't lump me in with that deal. That's a whole different discussion right there. Don't lump me into that.
I love that strip.
That's offensive.
I love that
that's
drip,
offensive
Ja.
to me. No. Don't no. We're talking about two different. Those
You're
are two
looking real
different discussions right there.
Jamaican-ish. You're looking real Jamaican-ish today, Ja. I like those dreads.
Yeah, don't lump me in with that.
Come on, man.
That's
why Ja
offensive to
got
me.
you, bro. That's why Ja got you, bro. For real. That you man, y'all
don't.
guys.
For real, don't lump me in with that. That's
you,
not
bro.
me.
I know it, bro. I know that.
Okay.
No, I ain't saying that's you. I'm saying those
Yeah,
are the
that's
type of questions
that's kind of how it came. That's kind of how it came
no,
across.
no,
I'm not. Yeah, that's
I'm
not
talking
me.
about the folks who the good guy, guys who want to be,
But I'm just saying, like at the end of the day, I don't. I mean, that's you're gonna get dunked on, man. It's like
no, Peter, you could have easily avoided it, man. Paying attention would have helped you avoid it.
I paid it.
John,
dude, see, I'm looking at you right here.
From the master of not paying attention, bro.
Now, Zach, I was going to say, Zach, how many times during this show have we had to deal with Anthony saying not paying attention? What's going on?
Often.
I'm sorry.
Often. So
that's
exactly.
how I know it when I see it, man. That's how I know it when I see it.
So like I said, I thought there was enough of a discrepancy there to make it a decent question. That's fine.
I was hoping
That's
you
what
were talking
happens.
about
Like you
his,
get,
he's coming off off
you get happen. Like that's what happens with Greg Popovich. Sometimes you ask a good question to Greg Popovich, and he just like, nope, I'm not going to.
Wasn't a good question, Peter. The answer was already addressed.
It's a great question. It's a great question.
What specifically have you worked on?
He just said I've been working on shooting, man.
Yeah, specifically, what kind of shooting? Did he work on pull-up jumpers? What did he work on? Did he work on shooting off the dribble? Did he work on catch and shoot? What did he work on? Did he say? He wasn't specific. That's why I said specifically.
They're so disrespectful.
I
thought he was very specific because he
wasn't specific enough for my liking.
And then you sounded super distracted, like you sounded like you just got through breaking up a virtual school fight or something.
Because I had to walk into a different room. I literally had to walk.
I heard something about IMG Academy. I don't know.
I had to go into it. I was in one room. I had to make sure that my son was in one class. Then I walked into the other room to make sure I was away, so you couldn't hear as much of his class, even though you could hear a little bit of it, in order to do this. So it's just, it's part of the gig, man.
I heard you say something about AMG. Is that International Macaroni and Greens? What is it?
Ja. Tell me about how great you are. No, seriously, Ja. I heard that you got some new
Nikes,
new line coming out.
New
Nikes. Tell me about that, Ja. Oh,
have you played?
Ja.
Have you played
on a scale of 1 to 10, how great are you, Ja? I think you're a 10, but maybe you think you're a 9. What do you think? Let's talk about that difference. I mean, come on, man.
Have you played yourself on 2K yet? What do you think about your 2K rating, Ja? You gotta say to the haters, Ja. Man.
We could find a way. We could find a way to, like, you don't have to, like, get on this dude like that. It's just unbelievable.
Man. It's terrible. Terrible, people. Peter, I'm disappointed in you, bro.
I'm disappointed in you. So
because I wasn't even there.
Exactly. You weren't even there. You didn't even try.
But here's the thing, Peter. I will admit when I'm not paying attention on the show. I'll admit that. Hey, man, I'm screwing around.
I just told you the whole story.
I'm paying a bill.
There's literally there. That doesn't make it right, by the way. Just admit it doesn't make it right.
Act like you had an excuse for how bad that came off yesterday.
No, I told you the specifics of what happened. I told you that
I was trying to get a more in-depth question.
But stop, man. Just say you dropped you.
No, there's a legitimate reason for it. But I admit that I was distracted a little bit during Teresa's question. I heard some of it, but not all of it. I wanted more clarification. So he didn't give it. Like you ask questions. Sometimes people just like, no, that's okay.
When I get a job, I'm gonna say, hey, man,
one of the things that annoy
that fresh outfit you had in game 1, man. You gonna keep those shoes on?
It's like just there's this whole culture of people, and it's the same thing with like people getting dunked on and like crossed over and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like people who just just love watching that kind of stuff happen. And it's entertaining. I get it. But that doesn't mean that was a bad, like if you get dunked on, like it doesn't mean you were playing bad defense. It just means like you got dunked on sometimes.
I got you.
Like sometimes you ask a question that's like a reasonable question and you just get dunked on. That's okay. Like that's part of it. You just get back and do it again. That's life. That's how it works.
All right, so we got Dylan today. You gonna ask him about his OnlyFans stuff with when he's supposed to be with his kids?
Yes, absolutely.
I bet. I'll be there.
I've heard some rumors that
yeah, you gonna ask him yet?
No, you gotta
do it.
You gotta do it in his voice.
No, for real, Shane. I'm of course I'm not gonna ask him about that because that's not at all relevant to any of his.
But you just said you would ask Ja about being in the All Black.
Because that is relevant. That is relevant. If he's endangering himself and potentially getting COVID, then going into the Grizzlies locker room, that's a problem.
Are we
that's
acting like there's
relevant.
no danger to sleeping with IG models and OnlyFans girls?
It's not the same thing. It's like that. That's not contagious in that way.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about, Pete?
Are they? What kind of contact are these guys having? I think you're not. It's a different discussion.
I got you.
I could think of some diseases that you can get.
I'm saying it's contagious, but not. I'm saying it's contagious, but not like like that. In his own personal level of comfort.
I want to be able to dribble the ball between his legs with ease.
Right, I got it. I got you. But I'm just saying, like that's not relevant in the same way to me. That's not relevant. So I don't. I'm not gonna ask about that. But I will say this: if you gotta show up because look, it's like at 10:30, right? So you can do this. You can show to this. You can be there at Dylan's. Saying you gotta.
What
be
time
at
is?
And it's at 10:30. You gotta ask
tell me where I'm gonna be at 10:30, bro?
Because you need to be there. And you gotta ask him a question.
Hey, like
ask him a question.
Like my boy said, I'm not a media member. I'm a pop star, man. I show up when I want to show up. When I show up, it's an event.
You gotta ask him.
When I show up, it's an event, man. I don't.
You got to ask him a question in his voice. That's the only thing.
All right, cash at me $50 and I'll do it.
That's the only thing
This is a cameo.
Hey,
You have to say Ja and Jaren.
All right.
You have to say it like that. You have to say
This is what I'm
film study.
Hey, I'm gonna do it
You
like
have
this
to
right here. Listen, I'm gonna put my Cash App out there. If I get $100 total, I'll ask Dylan Brooks questions in Dylan Brooks voice.
And if you have to word the word, say something like, only fans know what it's like to be in the arena or something.
Dylan,
If you get the phrase
only
"OnlyFans" in there,
fans
somehow.
know what you think about John and Jaren. What's it like playing with those guys? Only fans want to know.
I'll ask him that for $100. At Saint Asylum. I mean, dollars. Yeah, Saint Asylum with the S and Saint Asylum is a dollar sign.
Oh,
Hit me up. Man. If I get $100.
Total 100 or
if I get total of $100. And I'll keep it. I'll show you total.
You don't have much time.
I got like 30 minutes.
All right, so let's find out. Who's gonna get dunked on coming up. We'll discuss all of that. We'll get back into college basketball and a recap of what happened last night when we return here. Sports 56 Mornings. Pete and Sam with you. Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 96.1 98.5.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Spend the holidays at home this year with a little help from Family Leisure. Family Leisure has so many spas in stock and hundreds more on order. Now's your time to really save big. Huge savings on pool tables, game tables, arcades, massage chairs, and a whole lot more. Buy a pool now and save the 2021 price increase. Plus, you'll get early installation scheduling. The Holidays at Home sale happening now at Family Leisure, Whidden Road at I-40, where family and fun come together for the holidays. I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 115 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. So easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. Stock up heavy on all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
This is your last chance to give a great holiday gift, but time is ticking. Luckily for you, Dell has amazing savings on XPS and Alienware computers with Intel Core processors. There are also deals on an incredible selection of the best electronics brands like Samsung, all with free shipping on everything. If you get moving today, you can get great gifts under the tree in time. Just call 800-BY-DELL. That's 800-BY-DELL.
You know what sounds good? Fresh sandwiches and salads, homemade soups and desserts. And you know where to find all this delicious food? Paradise Cafe at Poplar and Ridgeway in the Regalia Shopping Center. The name says it all. Paradise Cafe makes their food fresh. Salads, sandwiches, cookies, and brownies. Hand-selected fruit, pimento cheese, even 4 kinds of chicken salad. The homemade soups change daily. They're said to be the best in the city. Try the signature turkey burger on ciabatta or shrimp salad on a croissant. Then top it off with a low-fat shake. Paradise Cafe has 11 kinds. Paradise Cafe, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 to 2:30. Observing current social distancing guidelines with patio seating. Curbside pickup and delivery are also available. Fresh and homemade for you. That's Paradise Cafe in the heart of East Memphis at Poplar and Ridgeway inside the Regalia Shopping Center. You know what sounds good? Paradise Cafe.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Time for you to get down on your knees and pray. You can say goodbye to the good old days. They're never coming back. Watch your future fade. I came to play to get my dues paid. I guess you had a dream, but it can't be saved.
Yeah. It is hour number 3 coming up next. Of course, it is middays. Greg and Eli got you all the way till 1 o'clock. Johnny Radio after that. And then you got Sports Time. Willow and Stats. Good stuff. Tigers win last night. You were there.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it a little bit earlier in the show, but for those who did not hear that point, did you have an overriding opinion on what you saw last night?
And I think I'm ready to update my basketball power rankings as well. I can do that quickly here on the air.
Okay.
I think they're currently NBA 1, WNBA 2, college basketball 3. No, I'm sorry.
It's a tough watch.
NBA 1, NBA 1, G League 2, WNBA 3, college basketball is falling down to 4. Last night set college basketball back a while.
It's a rough situation. I don't know, man.
It's kind of hard to watch, man.
It can be difficult to watch. It really can be, and I say that as a.
If I wasn't a rehabilitating Tiger fan, I would have walked out in that game a long time ago. Like I'm rehabbing. I have been very indifferent since late Josh Pastner era, when I was covering the team for the Tri-State Defender. So I've been trying to get back on it the way I used to be, but last night didn't help.
No, and that's I think part of it is. I know we talked to John Gasway about some of the stuff, and he said, he's getting used to the idea of not having fans there. I don't know. To me, the fans kind of
the fans had nothing to do with my experience last night.
Well, no. But what I'm saying is the fans. I think fans. Part of the reason why Tiger basketball has been harder to watch lately is because there haven't been as many fans, and the fans kind of make up for some of the deficits. Like if you're not watching highest quality basketball. A lot of times you're watching because the crowd really does add a little extra sizzle to it. Like Duke and all that stuff, like the Cameron Crazies and all that. It adds an extra little bit of something special to it. And without that, it just kind of it makes it very obvious that what you're watching is not necessarily the highest quality. You can pretty well see it. All that pageantry and stuff kind of covers up for a lack of quality. And when you take that stuff away, it's like, oh boy, okay, all right. It's kind of not the same. It's like watching a wrestling match when the crowd's not into it. It just doesn't, I don't know. It's not. You need the crowd to get involved a little bit. It's different for the highest levels. It's different for the NBA to me because it's that that's the highest level of play. This, not. And to me, it's so even the fans being there, you were just weird. There's no courtside seating. So
that was super weird. It made the court look super strange with not having any courtside seating. The fans were
it's
so
just
far
weird.
away.
Yeah. That just made it look extra strange. I don't know, man. I just didn't, like I said, didn't care for a whole lot of that. It just, to me, it felt like I don't know. There's something. My pal John Harden, not to be confused with James Harden. Text me je ne sais quoi. Yeah, there's a certain je ne sais quoi, as the French say, that is missing from college basketball these days.
Yeah. Plus, it's just not a good product to watch.
Well, or as Steve Martin said, what the French call a certain I don't know what.
I don't know what.
That is. Yes, that's
shooting
that's
30-something% from the field and calling that good defense. No, it's just guys that can't
that's the thing, man. There's a lot of just clanked shots and stuff.
Oh, that good defense.
I think the lineups are getting better, but I agree that I don't know at this point. Like Lester Quinones, I'm not sure what he's bringing into the rotation at all. I think you got to when it looks like the NCAA is leaning towards allowing all transfers to go through. And they're going to meet in a couple of weeks to officially do something about that. If that's the case, obviously DeAndre Williams would be eligible immediately, which is great. Also, Penny had said earlier in the week that he thought that maybe by Friday, so that would be tomorrow, that they could hear something on that front. So maybe they'll hear something on Friday. And maybe he'll get. I think they need him. I think they need him big time to help link this because to me he's a glue guy. They don't have any glue guys. They're missing a
Jaden Hardaway glue guy.
No, they're missing an Antonio Anderson type.
Yep, they are
to kind of put the whole thing together. They just don't. They don't have that. They don't have they got a lot of pieces, but those pieces aren't glued together. So they're
maybe that's what
waddling around in there.
Maybe this is what they're just wanting Quinones to be. They're thinking he could be that glue. Short Shane Battier.
I mean, no. He's not that. I mean, I thought Lester was supposed to be like
Shane Raz B.
Shooter.
Shane Raz B.
No, Raz P. Barry. No, absolutely not. I can't wait to find out whether you're going to ask that question to Dylan Brooks coming up.
Hey,
here
I haven't. The Cash App is dry, but if I get that $100 in the next 30 minutes, I will hop on. And hey, it's got to be a deadline because I'm either getting on there or I'm not. So I don't get in 15 minutes. I don't
know why you wouldn't get on there anyway.
I don't have time for it.
Oh, I had to jump in there and I had to put in my little bump into that. I was like, we got to make this happen.
Yeah,
y'all.
he put it on Twitter. So
we got to make this happen.
15 minutes. You got 15 minutes. I'm a pop star. I don't just show up to press conferences with the hey buddy. How was your off season, man? What did you work on?
Yeah, I'm a pop star. I'm not a media member. I don't want to get information.
Because I hop on and say, hey, Dylan, man, hey, get your women in control, man. They making you look bad out here, man. Come on, man. Get them in control, Dylan.
Try it. Right, we gotta bet.
What, man? What
we got.
What are you talking about, man?
What? We gotta get out of here. Coming up next, middays. Y'all have a good one.